Hello, all of you beautiful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Piercing the Veil Scar, Season 1, Episode 7, Delving. This is one of our tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. The system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as itch.io, so go take a look at it and let us know what you think. This particular campaign is set in the Star Wars universe, so hype. But we are going to get started with the recap in only the best way possible.
Piercing the Veil, Episode 7, Delving. The crew of the Omen Runner recovered from their encounter with the Imperials, taking a night to heal their wounds. However, they got alarm footage of someone brazenly placing a tracker on their ship. Conferring with Daku Nor's entourage, the crew splits up to make deals with the agreed-upon companies to move product and also prepare themselves for their next trip, which will lead them out of the vicinity of the city. Purvis went near the temple to retrieve a remote recording drone from the inner sanctum room, discovering an ISB agent who looked different from Darrow Tane was inside the sanctum at some point last night, complaining about his job and being forced to do it. Now the crew is finally off to the next town and plans to stop at the next temple along the way, but are they prepared for the next trial? Thiok Juntu Chat Satul Nu Midwab.
Alright, and off to Taldarius for intros.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I will be the storyteller for Piercing the Veil Scar tonight. Off to Amy.
Hello, I am FoxFiend, and I'm playing Amy, the Amarin pilot for the crew. Typing Wind Astral, I think it was.
Sounds about right.
Yes, Wind Astral.
Oh boy.
Passing it off to Barnaby.
Hello and good day. I am Barnaby, the Ewok shaman of definitely, completely, and utterly virtuous intentions. I will now pass it off to Furvis instead of elaborating any further.
Hello everybody, I am Razim, and I am playing as Furvis, the, remembering his typing. Pretty sure it was Shadow Mythic? No. Astral Mythic.
I think it was Astral Mythic.
Yeah. The Astral Mythic, Lothwolf. And he also has a companion in the form of R4F3, nicknamed Arf, the Astromech. And truly main character of the campaign. Off to Krill.
Hello, I am Merl, playing Krill, the basic type Salonian, who pushes X to doubt on Arf's main character status. Off to Regis.
Hi, it's Garou. I play Regis, and I am a psionic shadow type, and I think Furvis got my typing, but either way, on to I'm a Claudite. On to Ron.
Hey, all, this is William Cavendish Swiftfoot. I played Ron Larea, basic type to both an astromech mechanic. Dang it! I stumbled over it.
You'll get that right eventually.
Well, I had it right, and I just stumbled it there. Yeah, but yeah, both an astromechanic. With that said, back to you, Taldarius.
All right. So last week, you guys did head off and start your journey over towards the next temple. Just to check, is there anything that all of you would like to be doing on your journey over?
So, and I need to send you the cost, but I guess it would make sense that Ron is probably working with Regis on getting the testing on the Sith medical equipment.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that's where we left things off last game.
Healing 1 point of exhaustion.
What was that?
Healing 1 point of exhaustion.
From a rest?
Yeah. Aside from that, I'm mostly in the pilot's seat. Just even if it is fairly automatic, it's still good to be up there.
And well, yeah. And if Amy needs a rest, Ron will probably be piloting it. If he can back it up if need be.
Yeah.
Has Furvis returned to the ship yet?
I believe so, because you were heading back after.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he actually, because I don't think he shared that video yet, but he will be, or the recording. He'll be sharing that.
Yeah, but so he hasn't shared it yet, but he did, head back.
Okay.
So probably before we take off, he'll, kind of just, appear next to everybody. Starting with Amy, of course. I have news.
Yes, Furvis?
Gather
What's up?
together.
Alright.
And then
intercom.
disappears next
Hey.
off to Barnaby.
I go ahead and intercom everyone to gather.
What's going on, Captain?
Yeah, Furvis has something to share with us. If everyone would please gather in the cargo hold real fast, that'd be appreciated.
All right.
Well, then Furvis will just, he'll be in the cargo hold and ready to share the, once everybody's gathered, he's just going to start playing the recording.
All right. Well, just as a small reminder of what that recording had on it, it was someone in an ISB uniform that looks different to Darrow Tane, or Gillen Herschel, depending on just whatever name he's going by at that second. In the inner sanctum, and effectively just doing some light complaining about his situation and being forced to do this job, but kind of accepting that he has to do it anyway. And I will point out, when I say looking differently, I mean different facial features, different looking hair, all of that kind of stuff.
It is
Obviously
definitely a different person.
Somebody else.
I'm actually kind of curious myself if this him being different thing is something I'm aware of, because I wasn't with you guys when you went and visited his other incarnations, and one of them, like Herschel, is just a name. We haven't actually put a face to it.
No, you know what Gillen Herschel looks like because of the Daku Nor meeting. You don't, but the party does.
Yeah. So basically, it's a different ISB agent than the one that we had been aware of and knew we were dealing with before.
I'm a little skeptical. Can I do anything to see if I would believe that? From what I can... No, because I don't have all the information. Yeah, I never saw the other guy.
You never saw the other guy, and you've only seen this person once, so it'd be a little bit hard for you to get a definitive thing, but feeling suspicious or not, that's a lot more vague. So with that, I'm going to ask for something like insight or investigation.
All right. Also, did I get informed about the thing with Ron?
the thing with Ron?
Where
Tracker
someone
stuff.
else had provided a video of someone that looked just like Ron throwing a tracker onto a different ship.
I don't know. Is that? No, I don't think I.
I don't think that happened because
Shared-
you were going to do that on the way.
Yeah. I don't think I shared that with everyone. Just the people that felt what immediately needed to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cunning, insight. Mind. Yeah. And that would be 2 plus 6.
Oof.
Okay, I didn't have complete information, so that makes sense.
All right. With that, you have a single recording of which he spent like maybe 2 or 3 minutes inside of that inner sanctum area. You don't really got enough to work on for anything like that.
That's fair.
So, you ain't getting anything out of this.
Or ISB.
Yep, more ISB.
Oh, the ISB have taken a distinct interest in these temples. That might also explain, or at least partly explain, why they have our guest on their most wanted list.
Sounds of it. Whoever the high, sounds like a higher up is trying to putting him out for work. Possibly
Oh,
pilot of that strange ship.
I wasn't in the market with everyone else when they were shown an artist's interpretation of what was his name? Sen?
Yep.
Yep.
Sen. So is this the first time I'm hearing that Sen is on that list?
I told you last session.
Did you?
Yeah, you
Okay.
brushed it off.
It has
Right,
been like
okay.
3 weeks, so we gotta.
Yeah, it has been like 3
Oh
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I
There's a
asked
little bit of
weeks.
double checking here.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
right,
sure what
right.
I knew either.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, so. All right. I mean,
But we are safely in the air now, right?
I think we've taken it off.
we should be safely in the air at this point. With us having freshly scrubbed down and searched our transport for trackers. So, yeah.
Also, while I have everybody here, and Krill's gonna pull out a data pad, I have taken the liberty of taking an inventory of all our provisions and supplies. Needless to say, right now we are very well stocked, though if anybody wishes for any special items, I can, or send me a request and I can put it on my list when I am ready to procure more supplies for the ship.
Awesome. Thank you, Krill.
So you're going to be taking care of buying stuff for us?
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
I have a feeling the ship's pantries are going to be full of fish.
Oh boy. Hope you like sushi.
But yes, Krill, as the survivalist of the team, I just taken it upon myself to also be the procurement specialist for the ship.
The quartermaster.
Yeah, I know Ron had to pick some stuff up earlier. So
Well,
Are you
that's his personal-
talking?
like that.
Are you talking specifically food items, or are you talking
Yeah,
in
basically
general?
food items, medical supplies, perishables and consumables.
Okay.
Specialized items you'll have to deal with yourselves.
All right.
Ron looks through. He just, I went out to buy stuff for myself. I used my personal funds for it.
Absolutely.
Data
And
Of
but,
justice.
Here's the influence that came in.
absolutely, Krill. If when we go procuring more rations and supplies for the ship, be sure to talk to me about getting covered by ship funds.
Of course, Captain.
You know what? Sure, that's pretty minor and silly. As you guys are looking at the pad, it does end up
Feel the
changing slightly to
backhand
show
of
that there's a bunch of
justice.
fish in stock, replacing the inventory as you look.
Huh. That's new. We suddenly have much more fish.
I hope y'all like fish, and I hear it makes fur a lot shinier.
It's not surprising Krill went shopping.
No. I buy for everyone, not just me.
Well, I'm sure
But
we're thinking of all of our interest in fish. Yes.
we'll have to see about increasing the variety of food at some point. Beyond
Fish
salmon,
is variety.
trout,
Folks.
tuna,
Wandermill.
bass.
Huh?
Ooh, is that squid? I think there's squid on there.
There's variety.
I suppose there is some variety.
Speaking of variety, you also notice that there is a Wandermeal bar on your inventory list.
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff.
If possible, could we stock food other than fish? Ideally, meat.
Of course.
Of course. I thought we did, but
I thought we did too.
but it seems things just seem to turn to fish around here. We'll need to figure that out. Ron, I don't suppose there's any engineering reason why things would why food would suddenly turn to fish.
Now that I know about. Don't have anything that. I mean, there's nothing that makes stuff out. I think there was at the. I don't think there's anything that makes stuff out of nothing after all. Anyway.
I'm mostly joking here. Yes, first we'll see about getting some variety of food that's not
Like,
fish.
Krill will
Next time we're in town.
note that down on her data pad.
Fish have a lot
Not
of
fish.
very small bones.
One thing that you do notice as you type into the data pad a little bit, it just still continually changes the inventory items that you list down as into fish.
Krill's gonna see this, shake the data pad a few times, and then put it up to her ear, like a watch that she thinks is broken. And be like, I think there's something wrong with this thing. I think I need a new data pad.
Krill, I didn't know you were skilled with electronics. Did you write a manifest corrupting code?
No.
Look,
My experience
I am no
with
space ranger.
electronics is hitting it against things to get it to work.
For right now, you might want to find some physical medium to record the inventory on.
Right.
And double check. We might have more than just fish, and it's just the data pad.
Gonna have to redo the inventory. Ugh.
I'm sorry. Thank you for your effort, though, Krill.
No problems, ma'am.
All right.
So Ron, you want to hit up that project while we're traveling?
Yep, I got the material, so we should be able to test it.
Well, if you guys need anything, you know where to find me.
Yep.
And I'll go and head back to the pilot's seat.
All right, and Ron needs to head for where the equipment's set up to try to. Well, Ron will have a little fun ripping apart the data pad he purchased and then jerry rigging it to test the machine.
All right.
Krill will go and find some flimsy plast to handwrite her inventory.
Yep. Well, you would definitely have a bunch of flimsy on hand, and the benefits of it is, unlike paper, it's 100% reusable.
Perfect.
You actually just like rub away whatever's on it, and you can completely use it like new. So you just have, so long as you have a supply of flimsy and you're reusing it, you don't even need to get more.
Nice. But yeah, that's what Krill will be doing while we're in transit.
Double checking the inventory and making sure it's actually correct.
Yep,
And not just fish.
And having it on a recordable medium that is not susceptible to electronic interference.
Hey, Krill, one thing that you will find is a box that's just labeled YT1000 spare computer parts.
She's gonna tilt her head at this and be like, why would we have YT1000 parts on this bird? She will pull the box down and open it.
It is, in fact, filled with miscellaneous computer parts. Congratulations on your curse of junk.
Huh. Well, maybe she'll think to herself, oh, maybe Ron can scrounge something from this.
To note, the YT1000, for people who don't know, is over a century old in terms of design and is multiple generations old design of what the Millennium Falcon is, because the Millennium Falcon is a 1300, YT 1300. So this is a YT1000 computer part.
Oh, this stuff is old.
This stuff is over a century old in terms of design.
It's old enough that it has gone out of being secure and back into being secure because nothing interfaces with it anymore.
I'm reminded of the angry video game nerd saying the key to good cybersecurity is to just have a computer that's old and crappy enough that the virus will just go, nah.
Nah.
I mean, that's half true.
There's your curse of junk. You get partial YT1000 computer parts.
But yeah, she'll put that off to the side to give the Ron later. And just for the very least, just a novelty of having something that old.
Hey Ron, here's 100-year-old computer parts. You're welcome.
I mean, that old, Ron's gonna be kind of curious, and also question of how bad the shape of them are is more so.
Hey, who knows? Maybe one day we'll find a collector of
Yeah,
old computer stuff who might want it.
Heck, if it's not missing pieces, that's probably missing pieces. That's why it's junk.
I'll have to go through it. But
Anyway,
the real question is, how old's the synth medical equipment? I mean, or the Sith medical equipment? Because if
Well-
old doesn't necessarily mean bad.
It's
Old does
probably
not necessarily mean
millennia
bad, but it
old.
might still mean incompatible.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for that, you two go ahead and give me a appraisal roll.
What's yours? Out of bleh.
I don't have any appraisal.
Ron doesn't.
Well, when I
oh,
say
look,
I meant for
Ron
I
does-
meant for Regis and Ron.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay, well, I spent on that, so I have a couple points.
okay. I only have one appraisal, so
Oh, well, then you can help with that.
Yeah, you can help.
that's
You still
I also
provide a
have
dice
one
to him.
teamwork. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's either or, basically.
Okay.
If there's more than one person, they can do separate skills, but it's just either or.
Yep.
Okay.
So this would be
three.
for like determining certain things about it, and then there'll be a separate roll to try and like turn it into something useful later if you want
Okay. As that would make sense here, the expertise will be innovative. And I'm guessing, yeah. Brain.
When you came into the room, all the parts would have been strewn out in kind of a very organized pattern, from largest component down to smallest. Even though I might not know what everything is, I tried my best to sort everything while I was waiting for that monitor.
Alright, so that's 3, 4, 7. Okay. Good dice roll. 2 successes.
All right. So with 2 successes, that is enough to notice something important but esoteric about it. This thing does not interface with Bacta.
Huh. What the heck does it interface with then?
You're not sure off the top of your head, but you can definitely tell that whatever the receptacles that you're seeing it does seem fluid based from what you could tell, but it is not the proper channels that would allow for something with Bacta. Instead, it seems like it's something a lot more liquidy than because Bacta, it has like some partial sludge to it.
Right.
This just seems like it's like a really actual like water type liquid.
I'm actually kind of curious. Ron's gonna gonna poke Barnaby or message Barnaby and see. Ron's gonna page Barnaby.
Yes.
Come on. I wonder if you come over here for a second and try to look at. Do you? Words together. Sorry. Could you come over here a sec? I want to see if you have a better idea what this machine uses. We're working on.
I am not good at machines, but do you have an item of disgust?
Well, it's not the machine itself; it's what it's using, which is not what we expected.
I am now interested and shall be there.
Okay.
Oh boy. I'd say after you close the intercom.
It does a good job if it's even if it's unusual.
If you had like a general purpose scanner, maybe we could try and figure out if there's any residue in the reservoir where it would receive something, and we could figure out what it takes that way. But maybe Barnaby can help, because if it is what I think it could be, being Sith technology, they might
I mean, it's worth a shot. I don't think he's doing too much at this point. So
How long would it take for Barnaby to arrive?
Not very long. You're on the same ship.
That's fair.
You're just basically like walking down a hall or two.
Yep.
Yeah, that checks
Some
out.
two doors.
So what is this? It looks horrific. And delightful.
it's the Sith, we believe is the Sith medical equipment we pulled out of the temple. We were trying to do some testing on it, and it doesn't seem to take back to us. So we're trying to figure out if you had any idea what that stuff was.
Barnaby will begin analyzing this.
All
He's gonna
right.
like it, isn't he?
It is time for a roll. It is time.
Go ahead and give me an appraise.
What?
Appraise check.
Appraisal.
Appraisal. The skill.
Yes.
Have
Sorry, I thought I'd copied it.
Oh.
So I'm going to Fantasy Grounds chat. Copy. Oh no. It's okay.
All right. With that, let me double check something real quick. Yeah. Okay. So you aren't quite sure about what this is either, at least in terms of like what sort of what sort of liquid it's supposed to be taking in. But you do come to a bit of a realization. If this is something that's pretty old, you might want to look towards stories or legends about old forms of healing in order to figure out what it's doing. Maybe your elders had something that they would have known, or someone's elders somewhere.
Then it is time for a lore check or a ritual.
With lore, I can give you a support with lore for a point.
Barnaby will take it.
Oh, apologies.
I also have 1 point of lore.
Let's see how it goes.
So it's a die from both
It's not bad.
Ron and Regis.
Yeah, because we can all help together because we're all working on the project. And I have teamwork, so I could sub out.
So did you add 2 dice or did you add 1 dice, Barnaby?
Oh, I only added 1 dice.
All right, roll another dice.
Yeah.
Roll another die.
Fair.
Can I then use one of my boost die to help?
You may, because you're assisting.
All right, so we'll just use a classic body boost and turn 3 of those die and re-roll them.
Fry the patty. There should be some cooked onion already. I just put it between bread. Do we have bread?
Well, it sounds like he's talking with people. You're using the body, so you might as well roll it.
Yes. Apologies.
Okay. So that means roll...
Roll 3 dice.
3d10.
And that's 2 more. That
Yeah.
makes it a 5.
Yeah.
All right. With that, you guys would remember that, and this is something that fell out of favor a long time ago. This is like, it's been thousands of years since this has been popular, but it still shows up very occasionally. There is a medicine named Kolto, Kolto, which was sort of used before Bacta was a thing in like the same way, but it's not as powerful as Bacta. It's unsynthesizable, at least as far as anyone knows, and is acquired from the planet of Manan.
Okay. Planet.
It is still, it is still a little bit used, but it like very rarely.
Like if someone has a Bacta allergy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless someone has a
pretty
Bacta
much.
allergy. That's like the only time that someone uses Kolto nowadays
Mm.
is if they have a Bacta allergy. And Bacta allergies are so rare.
Yeah, Manan became a quiet little backwater after that.
Yeah, until Palpatine came by and enslaved the populace
Yep,
because he wanted Kolto.
Palpatine does Palpatine things.
Palpatine did it specifically for the Kolto.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like this machine likely won't be usable as a healing device unless we were to get Kolto into it. But the one thing that you and I were going to try, Ron, was hooking this up to the terminal there and seeing if we could access the system digitally, because there might be internal systems.
I mean, I think the main function was for operation. It just sounds like it may not be worth, since functionally it's less usable than proper equipment.
Yeah, but do you have proper equipment to use, or?
This is a fair point. Right now,
I was about to say, like, maybe not in the long term, but in the meantime,
I mean, the short term, it's free real estate.
for short term, it's free real estate. In the long term, yeah, you don't want to be using this shit. This is old Sith medical equipment. Why would you want to use this? In the short term, shit. What if we get shot again? Barnaby's rituals are great and all, but they're only great until they mess up, and then they're really bad.
This is
You might
true.
bleed tar out of your eyes or something.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yes, this Gimpy plant bandage will do wonders for you.
You sure he isn't
Okay,
a
so-
miracle bot?
So now with the knowledge we have, Ron will set up to do the quarantine testing, I guess would be or the sandbox testing.
Yeah. And who knows? We might even find that it has like a scanning functionality or some other useful apparatus,
might,
even if it doesn't have Bacta.
Go ahead and roll me a technology.
Okay. Would
Alright, I
either of
can-
you like to support that? I know there's at least a teamwork.
I have technology.
Okay. Barnaby, do you have teamwork? If you wish to help.
Barnaby has 0 dots in teamwork. Apologies.
No
Makes
worries.
sense.
I didn't expect Barnaby wanted to get in it, wanted to mess with that thing anyway, and that's in this sense. So
The only one I would think of who might be able to help us would be Furvis or... Well,
we're good.
I guess
It's our project anyway.
I agree. I'm all for
Alright,
that.
so that's 3. And yeah, so tech innovative. So basically the same dice setup. Tech innovative. mind. Innovative makes sense because we're working on stuff. The Sparks way. We're working on stuff. Not the Sparks way. Anyway. Oh well. Okay. Oh that. Yeah, we're gonna spend the soul on that. 5. All right.
All right. With a 5, what you're gonna get out of this. So this is some like absolutely ancient tech that you're looking at. But the wildest part about it is that you can tell that it still works.
Huh.
Because and this was a little bit hard to like navigate to correctly. Included with it is actually a diagnostic database.
Oh. Excellent.
This could be fun.
So,
to cruise.
including the fact that it is auto-updating, not with external systems, but with internal systems. So even when it comes across something new, it's capable of analyzing it and then proceeding to put that away in a database.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
very big plus sides on that. The downsides are that it does not have anything whatsoever for things like anesthetics, monitoring
Of course
pain
not.
tolerances.
Of course not.
None of that at all whatsoever.
Well, it can definitely be useful in some ways, but we're good. You're probably going to be clenching your teeth all during the process.
Also known as if someone uses this, I'm going to require them to make integrity checks to not thrash. On the plus side, it will auto-update to your biology as it works, and it'll work really well, actually.
Okay.
Couldn't you just apply anesthetics locally without the machine?
You could, but that'll require some medical checks.
Yes. So that is doable.
That is doable.
Okay.
It is very doable. So, this could be a really great resource. It's just that also, oops, the Sith didn't care about pain. Who'd have thought?
Of course. But on that note, there's nothing that looks in the system like it would be malicious. Like it would try to hack into it would try to affect the connected system, would it?
No, it does not have anything that is sophisticated enough to do that. If it had the capability of a proper droid brain, that would be a really big worry, but this is literally just medical equipment. It does not have an associated medical droid.
Okay.
So also, this does mean that you can't use this thing for diseases or things of that nature. This is almost exclusively for you have been shot with a blaster and you're about to die.
It's a triage unit. Yeah.
It's basically a triage unit. It will not give a single shit if you are sick, if you have some sort of ongoing chronic mild pain problem or something, let's say something's twisted slightly, doesn't give a shit. But if you've been stabbed, this thing will work wonders.
Okay. Does it need the liquid for that, or is
the liquid, it doesn't technically need it. It just also means that you will not have any sort of advanced recovery time unless you then get put into a separate thing that has Bacta or something.
Gotcha.
So your recovery time will be as normal. But it will fix the issue. Basically, let's say you get a really nasty critical hit, something clawed your side open. It will fix that, almost guaranteed. It just won't do it fast.
Got it.
Unless you provide it Colto.
Okay.
That's
I
good
will. Okay. I will send this info to Amy, and if Amy okays, I will set it up for the main. I will set it up for the main system.
Yeah, that sounds all right. I suppose we can use it for the main system. I'm also intrigued by the fact that it can analyze and produce data on new biologies. I know there was those alchemy beasts. I'm not sure. This is Sith technology. There's no guarantee that it wouldn't work to analyze something that's already dead. But it could give us more information about the creatures.
You have a point.
Especially because it might be the best technology as far as knowing natively what alchemy beasts are, being that it was literally in the same facility.
Okay.
This is all speculation, of course, but I really appreciate your help, Ron. Thanks.
No problem at all. Pinging me real quick.
And then it decides to fix the alchemy beast instead of just scanning it.
Come on.
It takes a long time to do that, though, so, maybe I can study it while it does so, and then terminate the process.
Yes, Ron?
Well, basically, he notes what their findings on the testing with the equipment, and checks they're okay to get it installed to the Omen Runner for should we need it for triage purposes later.
You will definitely want to apply local anesthetics, but if you do, this technology is probably going to outperform or be equivalent to what you might know.
I mean, it's better to have it and not need it than need and not have it.
Okay.
By all means, until we can get something better on the ship, let's go ahead and put it in then.
Okay. Also, he'll add. Also, see if when you have a moment, check with Daku and see if he has some Kolto, because it'll. This stuff is old, and it uses that to unless it's not available. But if it's legally available, see if you can get it to better healing time, is what I understand.
Kolto. Not
Yes.
Bacta, but Kolto.
Yes, Kolto. Yes.
Huh.
Because that could be easy enough, and we wouldn't be trying to replace it later.
I'll keep my eyes open for if any of this stuff happens on the market.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ron.
With that, Ron will start working on the Willow. Get it properly installed.
So are we just turning one of the rooms into a makeshift med bay, or?
Pretty much, I guess.
I think that's what you're doing, yeah.
Better to have it than not.
Just out of curiosity, wait, how many bedrooms does the ship have?
Oh, right. We
I did send the ship thing. Did that get?
That's right. We actually don't have the space, do we?
We might not.
Because here's the thing. Do you have a medical area already? You might already have.
I don't recall.
Oh my goodness!
I'd have to
I'm
find
free, or
it again.
I apologize.
No worries.
So thinking about it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Okay, so you guys would be able to, for example, turn either one of the passenger cabins or the first mate's cabin into a medical bay, depending.
Be one of the passenger cabins.
Yeah.
I'm probably using the first mate.
Somebody should be.
Yeah.
I've got captain's quarters. Ron's got first mates.
Yeah.
Furvis sleeps
So
in
either
Krill, yeah.
basically your only option is to either stick it in the middle of nowhere in an escape pod, or in your one spare passenger area.
I hope it never
Wait,
comes to
is
that.
Sen not taking
No, he's
up
been
that,
vibing in the
in the
cargo bay.
Cargo hold with it. With
Yeah,
Furvis. Yeah,
right
And
next
the
to
He's just been
Furvis.
vibing the cargo.
Yeah, he's been hanging out with Furvis mostly. He doesn't care
Yeah.
about having a room.
All right. In which case, yeah, by all means,
Okay.
repurpose the spare
Yeah.
passenger cabin.
Could make a good laboratory.
You do not have a lot of room in the spare passenger cabin, just so you know, but it's like, you could set up like a bed or two.
Yeah. Unless Ron wants to give up
No.
the space of the.
I
Lamau.
didn't think
Translation,
didn't
with
think
a
so.
chance in hell.
so. I didn't think so.
I have a better chance of scanning Furvis.
Well, yep, there you go. That would be the space you would have for it, without just
Okay.
sticking it out in the middle of the open or into an escape pod.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
It'd be real funny if
Okay.
it was in an escape pod.
I mean, I'd hate to think we'd need it, but in the situation where you're using an escape pod, having a medical device in there wouldn't be the stupidest idea. But again,
Oh yes, escape pod with potentially sharp, pointy objects. In the same pod. That
Instead
sounds
of-
great.
It would be
That
funny,
sounds
not a
excellent.
good idea.
Hey! At least when you land, you'll have something to fix up the wounds it might create. Assuming it survives.
You just hear a Wilhelm scream. You open up the escape pod, and it's someone impaled on the medical devices, dead.
I think the medical device is not working as intended.
It healed them of existence. It's a very Sith. That's a very Sith solution.
True enough.
I'm just like this thing is definitely gonna leave like scars. I'm just like imagining like Darth Vader tech, like where it's just like grafting on just metal pieces.
Do you think this thing's gentle?
Oh, it's definitely gonna leave scars. That's what I'm thinking. It might be good for research subjects or things I'm examining because it can produce diagnostic information, and in a pinch, it could save our lives. But
I was about to say it will keep you alive so long as what's wrong with you is something trauma related, like physical trauma. It will keep you alive if that is your issue.
well, we now have a new reason to never drop below 1 hit point.
Well, yeah, you go to
Used
Barnaby
to
or
be
you go to the
Barnaby
Sith
house
equipment.
calls. Yeah. Now you can rely on medicine or magic. Either way.
As Barnaby improves, his methods will become faster. Maybe more intensive, but faster.
And I
You can
mean,
add more apertures to this machine.
at this point, Barnaby is more tested for us than the Sith equipment. So
Barnaby has no comments on these.
Have you tested Barnaby?
On the grounds of self-incrimination.
Because as the one person who has, it made me sick enough that I literally turned green.
Impressive. Could you do it again? This time I watch.
Oh, he doesn't know, does he? I'm sure you'll see me turn green again sometime.
If I can figure out how you turn green, next time I can make you turn yellow.
I don't think that was the intended purpose. But
Understandable.
Myself.
Barnaby shall shelf Walking Rainbow project.
Ah.
Any case,
Maybe we'll find you a willing volunteer for that project someday, but I doubt it'll be today.
once the installation's finished, Ron will either relax or head to the cockpit to cover.
Cool.
Yeah. We're waiting to get to the destination, I presume.
Yeah, because you guys are going to be in flight for a little bit, so this is basically what you guys are doing in transit.
At some point, Krill will find Ron and hand him the box of YT-1000 computer parts. Hey, I found this while I was redoing the inventory. I figured you might at least find some nostalgic value in it.
Nostalgic? Wait, what? Can I roll an appraise on it to see how together it is? Or
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'm not
Okay.
sure that Ron is the same as Gib Gab in that he wants to just hold on to outdated tech for nostalgia. Even though I don't think it's nostalgia in Gib Gab's case, when, you know, most of what he holds on to was made before he was even born, but that's
I mean, all truth, I'm looking this more of, hey, if this is in good shape, it might be worth some creds, but that's why he's doing the appraisal partially. Okay, so we'll run this one to. We'll keep this innovative. Mind innovative appraisal, which is the same die roll from before, pretty much.
Success is
you know
still
what?
success.
We'll roll body. And it did nothing. One. He'll just go with the one and be happy.
Ron, these parts were made from before you were born, and before your parents were born, and before your parents' parents were born.
You might have better luck with Furvis.
This tech is, like, you could tell, like, just from what you know about the YT-1000, like, on offhanded knowledge, that, like, these parts probably work with it. But you also have no clue what you're going to do with this, besides, like, maybe yank out some capacitors or something to shove somewhere else.
But it's not. There's not enough pieces to actually try to put it together.
No, this is not like an entire. This is like spare repair parts.
So it's mostly useless.
Mostly useless
mostly
outside the fact
useless.
that it's technically working electronics.
No. It's not a full computer. We can't attach it to my medical bot.
It's a novelty at best.
Well, yeah, it was. As Ron was looking at it, he's like, "That's some old shit. This is in peas. No, it's just repair stuff." Oh, yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll shoot a message to Amy on it and see if somebody's still looking for I don't know where the heck it. Do you know where it came from?
I don't know. I found it on a shelf.
Maybe I'll let Amy know, and maybe the old man had it for some reason.
Perhaps. Like I said, you're the computer guy, so I thought you'd at least get a hoot out of it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, more the ship guy, but fair. All right, and he'll set to the side, and he'll just shoot. He'll just shoot Amy a note to what what he got given, and what maybe this found something. Something. I apologize, I forgot the name. About the former owner.
YT1000.
No, the
Oh,
name.
you're
I'm talking about the former owner of the Omen Runner.
I don't think old Cedric was into the really ancient ships, but even if it was, it'd be hard to ask him now.
There. Krill said he found it on a shelf, so yeah. Maybe
Why the frick do we have have YT1000 ship parts on a shelf?
Beats me. That's what I was told. Anyway.
Oh, unless there's a market for such a thing, I don't see us keeping it.
I was about to say about the same. Unless there's somebody that really needs to repair pieces, which I doubt. We'll probably just chuck it at some point.
So, Tal, would I know if there's a market for YT1000 ship parts or computer ship parts?
You're a pilot, so you actually know some ships. You would know that the YT1000, it is still used, but it's also kind of like a generational inheritance. I'm holding on to this because my parents held on to this, and I'm going to stubbornly use it kind of ship, rather than because it's good. It is outdone in almost every category by other ships. To put it into perspective, the thing has a Class 3 hyperdrive generator. That means that it takes 3 times as long to make trips as ships with a Class 1 generator.
Yeah, Ron, I don't think there's going to be much of a market for it out there.
Okay.
Unless you can scrounge I don't know, capacitors or something from that thing. From that stuff.
I can get stuff from better equipment. That was just,
no. Legitimately,
probably,
it's junk. Probably best to just toss it.
Well, we'll probably do it. Yeah, we'll do that once we land and have an opportunity to.
From an anonymous vent, give them to me.
Or give them to Barnaby. Barnaby might find use for the junk. He's always able to do some weird.
He's welcome to it.
Weird magic stuff.
I'll bring him to him later.
Barnaby, the shaman of junk.
If anyone could do stuff with random junk, it's gonna be Barnaby.
You have seen him deliberately break items to turn them into viable components.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just so that way people understand, this is 5 generations older than the Millennium Falcon. That is what a YT1000 is. It is 5 generations older.
Yeah.
Just so that way people can see exactly what kind of a horrible Millennium Falcon piece of shit garbage it is, I've put it in Piercing the Veil. That is what the YT1000 looks like. I think you can tell why I'm referring to it as such.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like if a YT1300 and a YT2000 had a baby.
It is so bad, and I had to bring it up just because it's the most hilarious thing to give you parts for a garbage knockoff version of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. There's your curse of junk. I got a lot of use out of that.
Yep. All right.
That was probably the most use out of a curse of junk so far.
I know. I saw my shot and I took it. I got a lot of use out of a curse of junk being played.
The joke's finding its way to Barnaby.
Yep, the joke has made
Yep.
its way to Barnaby, and there it shall stay.
Yep.
Until 5 sessions later when it comes up again and he's trying to use it for a ritual. Congratulations,
Probably gonna give it a
Regis! You're
roll.
being upgraded with a YT-1000 computer part.
Oh God, no. Oh, this is
Done it.
mean.
I've completed my magnetic ritual. Now an inordinate number of parts, ranging from 100 to 1,000, will sail to our location without fail.
Why?
At what speed? Uh-oh.
Just like the inverse of a bomb. just pieces of metal flying at us in space from all directions. Lovely.
I say we get to the emergency pods.
Okay. I think we can.
All right.
We've checked this.
See, we can
now.
move on now.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Anyone else want to do something before you guys arrive at the vague coordinates you have for the next temple?
Well, Furvis is trying to fix up the droids that he took.
Okay.
Hope they're not
You know,
medical
he
droids.
wants to start his he wants to start his droid army.
Okay. How are you going to go about the process of fixing them, just so that way I know what things to ask you for?
So the first thing that he's going to start with is looking through their memory cores and such, and personality and all that. Yeah, you know, the computer side of it, to make sure that he isn't going to have to deal with complications, you know, like former loyalties and all that.
All right. Go ahead and give me that technology roll then. You may
Arf.
add any slicing specialties if you have them.
Arf will also be helping. Let's see. No, we don't want to use forceful on this. He's going to use cunning. Looking
Cunning,
for any
got it.
hidden information and such with that.
Cool. Go ahead and give me that roll.
I'm just double checking a couple things. That should be... Alright, so that'll be 8. And then he also has some tools. That's for slicing signature. -1 difficulty tech slicing with his data spike.
Yep,
Oh,
that
but
is a
that's
consumable.
Yeah, that's a one-time use thing. Though he does have the Black Ops data breaker. Which I don't think that should not be a consumable.
Nope,
right?
that you could use that whenever you want.
Okay, so -1 difficulty from that, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So, 8 dice at difficulty 6. Oh!
Nice.
Oh, dang.
Awesome. So many tens rolling into tens.
You should be really
rolling
thankful for
into
that
tens.
-1 difficulty. It got you one more success. You really needed that.
Oh yeah, definitely needed it. Yeah. It's because I got assistance from Arf.
Yep. Unironically, yeah, he gives like what 2 or 3 dice to you.
2.
2. All right, yeah. So that entire chain of tens was him.
Nice.
Yeah, like I
I
said.
mean, you still would have gotten like
Ar-
a 5 on your own, but he provided more than you did with his 2 assistance dice.
Yeah. You know. Arf is the main character, like I said.
Yeah. All right. So,
you're looking in nooks and crannies and corners for the coding of the droids, as well as like looking at what their main programming is, right?
Yeah, looking at what their purpose was, looking at what their loyalties and all of that, and making sure that he's not going to, turn him on and suddenly, you didn't say the password, now you die, kind of thing, because, he doesn't want to have to destroy him. Not because he's worried about them trying to kill him, he's just worried about having to destroy him.
Yeah, so for these, you're going to quickly recognize that these are a variant of combat droids. These are training droids. They are programmed specifically that when activated, when, basically like the first person that they see when activated, they will designate that person as their target. And they will do their best to beat the ever-loving shit out of that particular person, but not kill them. It has a disinclination towards maiming, but it doesn't rule it out.
Okay.
They are meant to be training droids, and what they will do is the equivalency of, I'm going to beat the shit out of you until you're better.
Yeah, that checks out for Sith.
Yep. There is a compendium of various different tactics, pre-programmed weaknesses that are supposed to do things like encourage people to use proper forms or maneuvers. It is coded to specifically be worse against people using dirty tactics against it. In order to, encourage people to win the fight rather than just, try and, honor duel someone. So basically, it's coded to train people and win fights really hard unless people are, fighting either properly or are just more skilled than it. So it'll throw fights slightly if people are doing the quote-unquote correct thing according to its programming with pre-programmed weaknesses.
All right. With this, with that role, can he work on reprogramming all of that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Sorry. He would keep, all of that combat programming and such, but, he wants to adjust the parameters of their job to, obey him and, as well, Arf as well, He's got to make sure that they respect his general,
Mm-hmm.
Ding dong.
One moment. Sorry about that. But yeah. They'll take orders primarily from him and essentially turn them into more proper battle droids.
So with that role, I will say that you can definitely change their loyalty, all of that, but unless you have access to combat droid programming right now, you're basically when it comes to having proper combat droids, because training droids and combat droids are technically two separate encodings a little bit. So unless you have access to one to overwrite them slightly, this is going to be a more of a long-term project to turn them off from being like, you know, the more training mode, but keeping the combat programming, if that makes sense.
Well, that is fair, though. Also, I mean, I can see use for the training, like.
You can just activate training mode on people if you change the loyalty. That's fine.
Yeah, like, you know, the job is still to beat the shit out of them, so sure they won't kill them, but
yeah, so like you can't use them as like quote unquote proper combat droids, but if you change loyalties, you can still use it to designate a target and have them try to proceed and beat the ever loving shit out of that thing that you have designated.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's Sith training mode, it's not Jedi training mode.
Yeah, so it's actually useful to him.
It's actually useful, yeah. I'm just letting you know that like you can't send these guys on like a combat mission. It's like activate them locally, designate target, and then they'll try and beat the shit out of that target.
They're basically attack dogs.
Yeah. You can't do the thing where you're like, you know, here's your target, you're going to chase this target, they're an X look. Their programming is not that complicated, and you can't do that, but if someone is trying to, like, you know, roll up on you and they're right there, you could just have the droids beat the shit out of them. Or at least
be like, sick them.
Pretty much.
Okay, so I won't be able to just activate them and, like, take them with us, but, like, I could activate them to stand guard on the ship.
You could, but you also need to be careful about that sort of thing, because if anyone else runs back to the ship, and they see them, they're going to activate training mode on them.
So you couldn't just whitelist all of us.
Would he really need to
unless he
whitelist
wants them to basically...
Regis?
What'd you say?
Would he really need to whitelist Regis?
Technically, no, because I could pretend to be any of the other crew members, and I don't know if that would trick the bots.
But yeah, so basically, they don't have like full functionality, but you can still use them as little like attack dogs. To note, these are Sith training droids. So, you gave up one of the arms. Remember, to Greaves as payment.
I do remember that.
I'm going to let you know right now that the weapons they have are training lightsabers embedded into their arms.
So they have... Okay.
Non-lethal lightsabers.
Oh, okay.
They have training. They're called training sabers.
Oh.
So you gave up one of those as part of the... That's why he went an arm, because the arm is actually valuable. But...
You said training lightsaber, so I'm like, wait. Like, full-on lightsaber? Because I know what training sabers are, but...
Yeah, training lightsabers, yeah. Technically speaking, a training lightsaber and a lightsaber aren't that different. So, it's... But, like, you know, these things do actually have training sabers installed into their arms that they can activate. So, I'm going to let you know that right now.
Okay, so... When you're saying this, are you referring to, like, it's just a non-lethal, but still a lightsaber, so it could cut things? Or is it just... Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO, you start off with a training saber that is essentially a light-up bundle of, you know, training sword? The bundle of sticks?
No, so this is actual lightsaber, but effectively it's limited. Its power is limited, so that way it doesn't sever limbs or fully pierce flesh.
Okay.
It will still burn and welt and bruise really badly.
Okay.
Low power.
Yeah, it's like a low-powered lightsaber.
or like a really tuned up stun prod.
Yeah. So like
Won't
this thing
kill
can't
you.
like you can't walk
Just-
up to a Durasteel thing with one of these and like open it with it. It's not cutting through walls or anything like that. But
Hey,
you can still bounce blasters with this thing.
And maim people.
Well, maim you have to try really hard because it doesn't cut off arms.
Bludgeon people.
Hey, if it cracks someone in the head with one of these, it's still gonna hurt really bad.
You can use abracabonk with it.
Also, yes, in the old days, Sith would use droids that have actual lightsabers, even if toned down slightly, to beat the shit out of apprentices, so that way they learn how to fight better.
Yep, sounds about right.
But yeah, so congratulations, you technically now have 3 training sabers, but they're all attached to, 2 of them attached to one droid and 1 attached to another.
Good to know. We'll need to get a new arm for the other one at some point, but for now, that is good enough for Furvis, I think. He's going to be reprogramming the loyalty so he can, order them about and such, or sick them on targets, I suppose would be the better term.
Designate targets, yeah.
Yeah. And
hey,
otherwise, he'll
hook-
be focused on repairs. And what would you say? Sorry.
And hey, hook them up to perimeter sensors or to activate on perimeter sensors, and you have perimeter guards for a night.
that is fair. Although I could totally imagine them just attacking someone who came to visit our ship.
They do not have target designation on them. They intentionally don't, actually.
Yeah.
Like, when it
It's
comes to,
either
like,
friend or foe.
being able to do friend or foe, it does not have friend or foe. It has loyalty or not.
So you're either with it or you're the target.
Perfect Sith thinking.
Hey, look, if you guys are taking things from Sith temples, you're getting Sith design.
I mean, yeah.
Be
Fun.
fair.
I can't wait to see what's in this new ruin.
But yeah, that's the reprogramming he's going to do, and then he'll be doing repairing them otherwise,
Generalized minor maintenance.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not going to ask you to roll for that because it's literally just, like, tuning and tinkering. They aren't actually damage, except the one missing his arm. But you already know about that one.
Even then, I'm not sure I'd consider it, I'm not sure I'd consider it damage so much as just slightly disassembled.
Yeah.
Because
It's missing
I
parts.
would hope that it was, not just ripped off and instead properly removed. The arm. Hello?
I'm sure Graves
Okay.
didn't just cut it off with a lightsaber.
No. I mean, he just kind of took it.
Yeah.
But
just
also, I
goofed
think this
off.
I think this makes a whole lot more sense now as to why Greaves was like, "Give me one of those arms and I'll do it."
Yeah, definitely does. Purvis was okay with this trade.
Yep, it is still a decent trade. He just, still got some good value out of it.
Yeah.
Because in other universes, oh boy, a mechanical arm that has even a training lightsaber attached to it, give me.
Alright. But yeah, that's all Purvis is up to before we, arrive at our destination.
Cool. Last calls then.
I feel like Barnaby is definitely doing things, but I'm not sure quite how to describe them as it is ritual practice.
So basically, he's just like, going and reviewing his planned out rituals and practicing slightly. He's not enacting any of them,
Barnaby.
he's just practicing the motions.
You still had some wounds to recover, right?
Yeah, that sounds about
90?
right.
Yeah. So you might actually be focusing on that a little bit, making sure you're recovered during the trip. Or
Also,
not.
just
I
to,
mean,
just to answer a quick chat question, energy causes bruises because lightsabers are actually plasma blades, and plasma has mass. There you go. It's literally that simple.
Oh, okay.
They're plasma blades.
Other than that, Krill has finished her inventory again and has posted the flimsy next to the galley, along with a fresh.
This is the dankest dungeon.
FoxFiendRG tipped $5.27.
Thank you for the tip, FoxFiend.
Now I must not stare at the tip goal. But she will post the flimsy with the inventory next, and then next to that she's going to put a fresh set of flimsy and explain. So this is what we have in this sheet, the clean sheet of flimsy. You will write whatever you want that's not on the list currently, and whenever we reach civilization again, I will head out into town with the captain's blessing to procure those supplies.
Wow, being so.
so what is the
ableist
request
here.
form?
Truly, this is the dankest
Thank
dungeon.
Thank you, Kenku.
Dungeon.
Kenku tipped $9.73. Balance.
Yay,
you for
it's
the
not
tip.
cents anymore.
That is the first tier of the tip goal completed.
Nice. But yeah, so basically Krill puts up an explanation about how to use the request form that she's setting up.
Yes. And out of character, just put whatever y'all want in that's like general ship related in piercing the veil and how much it costs, and we'll see about getting it.
Well, there's two problems with this for Furvis. One, he does not walk past that sign because you said you put it up outside the galley. And two, how does he write with paws?
Tells the robot.
Flimsy actually uses stylus things, so you could actually use your claw.
Yes.
Or you could just tell Arf
Okay.
to write it.
Okay, so that's one problem resolved. Still the problem of him never saying it.
Well, that's what ARF is for.
Why does Arf need to go to the galley?
To write on the flimsy.
The galley?
This is the dankest dungeon.
$6.27.
Yes!
Something dark side.
Yes!
Something.
Wow.
dark
Thank you for the
side.
tip, Mari.
Something.
Yes!
Something complete.
Thank you, Barry.
But yes, Arf will have to go, and she will explain this. If Furvis doesn't want to or can't go, Arf will have to go for him. But this is the system, and this is how it's gonna have to be.
Oh, as long as you
Why not put the
explain
galley?
to either Furvis or Arth that it even exists, that's fine.
Well, yeah, this is a general announcement to the crew.
Oh,
Also, Fergus
like-
can walk through the halls and get to the galley if he ever wants to, as well as get into the cockpit area.
I think people are missing the essentially joke that I'm getting at here. He only teleports around the ship. He wants to go to the galley, he's just going to teleport straight into the galley. And it wasn't mentioned before that they were going to let people know that it was there. They were just putting it outside the galley.
Well, Krill's gonna let people know. She's not just going to assume people are just gonna walk by and see it, or they'll be like, "Oh, what's this for?"
Okay.
But that is a funny joke. Don't worry.
She actually wants this to work.
Yeah, exactly. I just imagine you like we're sitting in front of the galley explaining it, and then just Furvis isn't there.
Well, no, I'd probably use the PA system so that everybody heard me at once.
All right.
But anyways, into to the landing and whatnot.
Yep. You guys head towards the coordinates. And interestingly, it is like, a pretty flat plains area. There's like some rolling hills, but they're like, it's more like they're notable because everything else is really flat, but it should barely be considered a hill. The interesting part is that at least visually, as you're approaching, you don't see no temple here.
hey, Sen. We'll call up Sen real fast.
Captain?
Hey, we're approaching the coordinates here, but not seeing anything. Can you give me any more information?
Well, unfortunately, I've never been here in person before, so all I know were the recovered coordinates.
Does your magic sense, is it tingling at all? Are you able to sense it?
Well, I'd have to meditate a bit.
Well, unless there's a better option, I'd suggest get meditating, because otherwise I'm just picking a spot and landing.
All right. Well, Sun's gonna make a roll real quick. All right. He'll meditate for a little while. And then, get back on the comlink and just go, Captain, I can tell that it's in the area somewhere around here. I'm getting the distinct force signature, but the exact location, not so much. It seems we're going to have to search around a bit.
All right. I go ahead and pick a nice clear spot to land, and all right, crew, we're landing, and gonna be doing a little bit of searching. It seems, and go ahead and set it down.
Sure.
Assume no issues.
Nope, no issues.
All right.
This is literally like such an easy landing. It's mostly flat area.
Right.
Can Ron do a quick ship scan once we're landed, just to see if there's anything of note around?
So you mean like investigating the ship itself, or just like the area around?
No, using the ship's instruments to do
the
a quick
sensors.
scan of the air. Yes,
Yeah,
the
using
sensors.
the ship sensors.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would that be a tech or?
That'd be tech.
I think that actually. Look at my sheet real quick. Would the astromed? No, probably not. Never mind. No, let's just be a straight tech. Okay.
If you want Arf to help, you can always ask.
I mean, if Arf wants to help, sure. But no, I meant more. I don't think my specialty works the way I think it is, or I need to rewrite my specialty. But, how if Arf wants to support, wants to help, that's cool. That's cool. How many dots would that add?
Well, it was more like you can ask him to help.
You do need to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't
Ask
know
for
you're attempting this.
Okay. I'll.
Hey, Ron, if you're doing a scan using the ship's systems, perhaps Arf may be able to help you out.
Possible. All right. I'll page Purvis. Hey, could I get? Can I get help from our? Would actually no. Would Arf be interested in helping out with something real fast?
Probably. Mostly depends on what it is.
Just gonna do a precautionary scan of the area, and he may be able to help get a readout on the get a read from what the sensors say.
Furvis is just gonna look over at Arf.
Arf gives a couple of beeps, which is like the most like it's like the equivalent of a sure, why not? It's like a shrugging. Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, and
He'll be
then
right there.
Cool.
That will
The
be
Astro trundles along.
2 dice.
Yep,
Okay.
2 dice.
And this is a technology roll?
Technology.
I will do it
Alright.
as we'll do it as tech instinct mind.
I can also throw in one
Oh.
teamwork die. If...
I will add that to it after.
Also,
Adding
Tal,
that
congrats. Your Google assigned persona is Jackal.
Oh, dang!
Dang!
Amy,
Well.
Amy helping.
Okay,
Jeez.
so
I
10.
just doubled it. Okay. Never underestimate what the value of a single die. Jeez.
This is a reason why I tell people, hey, yeah, more dice is valuable.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 1 dice, because this can happen. Okay, anyway, so, first of all, like, you know, you're just kind of like scanning the area, generally, and it's going pretty normally. I mean, you know, there's like almost nothing around. Occasionally you're getting some hits for some wildlife. And then you notice something really interesting. Something that you almost missed and almost overlooked. A little bit of ways, it looks like there's some sort of cavity or entrance in the ground.
Looks like there's a cave site in the area. Might not be what may or may not be what we're looking for.
It's a start. It's a place to look. Hey,
Yeah.
we go and let everyone know. Hey,
Alright.
so the scan has pulled up something. We're not entirely certain for sure that it's what we're looking for, but it's a place to start looking. Let's go ahead and get loaded up and get out there.
Yeah. Ronald will note the coordinates and then head to the truck.
All right. I will say that this is like a really short distance away, so you don't technically need the truck unless you're like planning on bringing something with you.
Okay, that's actually
Okay.
fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
You're noticing that this is like a fairly like local.
Oh, so this, okay. Well, then
so
I won't worry about it.
literally, it is a short walk from
Yeah,
here.
you'd be
Oh,
walking
okay.
like 10-15 minutes to get there.
Also, didn't we load
Okay.
the truck with all sorts of cargo in our last ship?
This is true. No need to risk it.
There's no room for us to ride in it either.
Alright, fair enough.
Furvis
guess.
is
I'll
going
go-
to grab Arf and just teleport.
Of course.
Alright. Fergus, you give me a perception check because you're doing that. Arf may assist.
Just wait, guys. When I have enough XP, he'll be able to take everybody with him.
That'd be cool.
Bonk.
That would be disconcerting.
Yay.
I don't know why I was scrolling down to my moves like I was going to make an attack.
I think you were just thinking about DAH a bit.
Ah, maybe.
Because I asked for a perception there, so.
Yeah. Just double checking dice. That is 5 forceful.
All right, forceful, cool. With that, you notice 2 interesting things because you're teleporting to where, the ground entrance is, right?
Not directly on top of it, but
But
right
nearby
next.
to it.
Yeah.
So you notice 2 things. One of which is paw prints very lightly in the ground, which are not quite as large as yours, but at a very comparable size. And it looks like it has some form of longer claw.
Ah.
And it looks like it has longer claws than you do.
Go ahead.
And that's one thing that you notice. The other thing that you notice is that it looks like in the area that there was a basically like looking at the grass and ground, that there's signs that a land speeder passed through here at some point recently.
So he's not going to he's not talking, but he is going to he's going to tell Arf, Arf, make scans of all of this and send the data back to the others, please.
All right, he will do so.
And for himself, he is going to be trying to pick up the trail of the paw prints in particular. See
All
where
right.
they're headed.
Give me that survival.
Arf could probably put in his teamwork for the, trying to... with his scans and such.
I was about to say, I'll accept that because he's actively scanning this stuff.
He does have an active bioscanner.
Oh yeah, that too. I'm gonna soul that one. Well, no, I'll just live with it.
You'll live with it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's pretty easy to figure out where these tracks go because they lead deeper into the cave.
Oh, so I see the cave entrance.
Well, you're like, you know where the cave entrance is, and it's heading it directly in that direction. I guess I should say. It's going directly towards where you know that you're supposed to be going. And you weren't like right there, but you were pretty close by to it, so there's not many other places that it could be going in a mostly open field.
Okay. He is going to also try to determine the direction that the speeder was going.
Alright. Give me another survival roll.
You know, just checking, like, the bent of the grass and whatnot to see which way it might have been pushed down. The 10s are apparently with me today.
They are. So here is something really interesting that you notice. There is one trail that you find, and it's heading towards the area where you know this cave area to be. But there's only one trail that you find.
I didn't come back. What did?
What was that?
They didn't come back.
Ah.
Oh dear.
He will get on the comm link. There is a speeder that went past here. They have not come back this way yet.
Thanks for the update, Fervis.
We know how bad.
That's something to be aware of as we approach the cave entrance. Do be careful out there, and if you try not to get into any trouble without us.
Understood. As he is right next to Amy when he says that.
You know.
He's not going to keep the party separated. He's smarter than that. He was just scouting.
Good. Good job. Good job.
Is something wrong? You look a little flustered.
Not at all. You're doing great. Exactly what I would want you for. Maybe a little bit less jump scaring me and more jump scaring other people, but still exactly what I would want you for.
What is jump scare?
It is when something unexpected causes someone a fright.
Understood.
Okay. All right. And so I assume we continue on.
All right. So in that case, visually upon getting closer, there is what sort of equates to just kind of like a hole in the ground, like pretty large sized, that just kind of leads down. It's pretty obviously going to be some form of cave. It's fairly big and spacious. It's not like some sort of massive echoing cave, but it's not like it's going to be tight for even Fervis to go through. And if you do care to look, considering the pictures and reports, you very much so do see the pretty massive tracks on the ground.
Yeah. No, would absolutely be keeping an eye out.
Look, wildlife is likely inhabiting this cave.
That's those are some big claws, big claw marks. Look between it and Fervis's paw. No, not yours. Huh.
They were smaller than Furvis's, right?
The paws were. The claws, however,
Ah.
that is
Oh,
different.
okay.
Here, I'll send you a bit of a sneak peek as to what I'm talking about. Imagine the kind of paw prints that will leave.
Ah.
Ah,
Understood.
There's a reason I described the claws as being longer.
Anyone know what would make these sort of tracks?
That would be a lore check.
That would be a little trick. I don't have any points in lore.
I have like a very cursory amount, but this is interesting.
I have a point.
Arf has
In
2
lore.
dots in lore. And I imagine that Furvis is interested enough that Arf would be willing to assist somebody else.
I can assist with a team. Well, someone can assist with teamwork as well.
Well, I'll take the lore check then, and take the 1
Well,
or the dot.
Two dots from Arf, and then 1 dot from teamwork from one of us.
Okay.
How many dots do you have, Regis?
I only have 1 dot.
Oh, because I knew that this
Yeah.
was what you were planning to go with.
Lore is I'm gonna have to dump more EXP into, but I haven't been able to.
Do you want to take the rule?
Oh, well, I was gonna suggest how I could try and help. I mean, we had that medical device that had all sorts of data. I mean, maybe we could have compared the database and see if there's anything that matches the paws.
It was local to this planet, so
Ooh,
I
it
say...
might have information.
Well, either way, I say Regis makes the roll.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So, are you going to try and use the medical logs to see if you can't find anything that would match?
Yeah, I'll see if I can cross-reference that.
All right.
That
Pick
would
3
still-
dice.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's plus 3 dice.
Very good idea.
This does not guarantee success, but it greatly improves your odds.
So 3 dice from that, and then 3 more dice. Two from an assisted lore, and 1 from a teamwork. So a total of plus 6 after the fact.
Okay, so if I do mind, logic, lore, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 10 dice, because 6 plus 4 is 10.
That's a good amount of dice.
Now, I might not have all my equipment anymore, but I at least gathered some stuff that I can use to do these sorts of things. Let's see what we can figure out.
Oh my gosh.
This is why I said it does not guarantee your success.
No, it doesn't.
Please
No, I'm
willpower that.
Yeah, let's willpower that. So if I do willpower...
Willpower is just a reroll.
Rerolls the whole thing.
I'm just marking my sheet. There we go.
Ah, got it.
Make sure you mark
Yep.
a exhaustion point as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when you use
Exhaustion.
willpower, you
Willpower,
also
vigor.
accrue a point, or vigor, you also accrue a point of exhaustion.
I like
Yep,
how those
when you rest,
ones
you get
stuck
2 back.
around.
Yep. I mean, hey, look, either you or someone else could soul them.
Fortunately, Arf cannot.
Arf cannot.
Not sure. I'll go ahead and sold those ones.
So you're going to use both your boost die, or how does that work?
Yeah. Quick question. Quick question then. So using soul on those ones, it'd be two soul dice, right?
Yep, it'd be two boost dice.
Two boost dice.
Yep.
Okay. I have two. Do I want to use? Yeah, sure. I'll use it on those.
So you can
Go
use
ahead and
multiple die. Okay.
go ahead and re-roll those ones.
And then I'll see about doing the body boost for the other 3 regular numbers if this doesn't go well. But let's see. Maybe we'll get cascading 10s.
As is 4 successes, so.
Oh, that's
That's
a
a
+3
6.
swing. That's a 7 now.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
now
the 9.
7. Yeah, because we removed the ones, so that turns that into a 6, and then the 9 is an additional success, so 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good amount.
Yeah, it's not worth using another boost then. Okay.
Yeah,
I could get
boost
one.
is limited. Save it in scenes, so save it for another roll.
Yep.
All right. You are going to get some interesting information, and I'm going to put down an image for you because you're getting a full biological, readout about this because you used the scanner and you successfully found the one time that in those medical logs one of these were worked on.
Of course.
Congratulations.
Oh my
it reads back
Oh,
as a
that-
Nexu.
That is terrifying looking.
One of these.
It's a Nexu. It is almost as long as Furvis. It's about half as tall as Furvis. And
It's got a
look
lot of
at
teeth.
all of that. Yes.
The teeth.
That is horrifying.
They're capable of seeing in infrared, by the way, so the darkness will not hamper it at all.
Ah. How dangerous are these things?
Extremely.
They're generally used as arena beasts.
Oh.
Not as dangerous as Furvis.
If you remember these slightly, one of them was used on Geonosis to try and kill Padme. That's these things.
Oh.
Yep. Left a big gash on her back and then sliced her shirt.
Fascinating. And I'm really excited. It means that the bioscanner is compatible with less default configurations.
Okay, making mental note. Regis is excited at the thought of being mauled. Okay.
What's interestingly for you, Furvis, right now is your danger sense isn't going off yet.
Furvis' spider sense is not tingling.
Alright. Yeah.
Furvis will note that, but not mention it.
So, this thing looks pretty dangerous. Let's gonna put up to vote. Do we continue and risk running into this thing, or do we back out here?
Is this? I'm forgetting the NPC's name.
Sen?
Sen, do you think this is the right way we're supposed to go? Do you think that leads to where we need to go?
Question: are these creatures native to this planet?
No. No, they are not.
That
Not
is
in any
too
way
hard.
whatsoever.
Hope
That means
someone
that
brought
they're
it
on
here.
Or it was in this ruin. If the speeder was there.
Ergo,
here
someone
something.
brought it here.
Or made it here.
They're not bioengineered.
All right.
Cloning is a thing.
I mean, cloning is a thing, but that also requires that they have an active working cloning facility inside this temple.
Hmm.
Fair. That is a
That's
bit
automatically producing Nexu.
Yeah. That's a terrifying thought.
Yep.
All right. So, are you guys continuing? Although I guess Sen should answer its question,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
which is, well, I definitely have the feeling that this is the right way. Unfortunately,
Okay.
Fun.
What are we gonna do about illumination down there? If the thing can see us better than we can see in the dark.
Arf has a light, right?
Yep.
Okay. Arf does have a light.
So Arf will be in the lead.
I also can
Alright.
see in not very bright conditions, but not pure dark.
This thing doesn't need light at all, so even you'd be at
Good
a little
little
bit of a
light.
disadvantage. It also means that there's no reason for us to not flood the room with light, because I doubt those stormtroopers knew about it. There's a good chance
Alright.
they're dead.
I mean, hey, if it met with stormtroopers before us, it might be injured and not wanting to fight.
That is some very
Regardless.
wishful thinking.
That one can be optimistic. Regardless, though, do we continue?
I will
don't
be
see why not.
continuing.
Absolutely. Just make sure you have your gun loaded, Ron.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you have a very powerful blaster, I remember from the last fight we were in. We might need it.
Just check my weapons.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Alright.
ready, and I made sure to pick up some. I pick up some backup ammo just in case.
You punched clean through a stormtrooper with it.
Krill will check the power packs on her blaster and her holdout blaster, make sure they're fresh.
they would be.
You've had days on a ship to charge it. So
You can never be too careful.
Yeah, make
Sure
sure you
enough.
have spare clip in
Yep.
for when they burn out.
Alright.
But yes, we should
Very well
definitely
then.
check these ruins out.
Arf, take the lead, I suppose, and we'll proceed.
All right. Just for extra information for you guys, red is where these things are native to in that segment of space. Blue is where you guys are at.
Ah!
Just so you
Yeah.
understand just how out of the way it is from its natural habitat.
It is
That-
so far out of the way, that is... Other
Literally
side of the
across
galaxy.
across the galaxy.
So yeah, it's either one of two very dangerous possibilities at that point. This is the right place. It's either the Sith ruins had that as part of its defense mechanism and it was triggered, or whoever went here to clear out this place is using that as a guide dog, which is even more terrifying. But I wouldn't put it past the ISB.
Either scenario is no bueno for us. Not good for us.
Probably the former, because if it's the latter, then yeah. Either way, this speeder being here and not coming back, I don't know how long it's been here, but they do have that protocol to like.
Do we
fall
see
back.
the speeder?
At the mouth of the cave? No.
Okay.
I will let you know, because you guys are heading down, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I will let you know, it takes you about, like, 2 turns before, it starts to narrow ever so slightly, and the speeder is just sitting there.
Okay.
Is there a way to tell how long it's been here?
Maybe if you sliced open the logs on it, but that, you're not sure if this is one that's actually recording its actions.
Mm.
So you can always try slicing it, and hope you don't set off an alarm or something.
You could just do the telltale fill the hood.
You could also feel the hood and or engines.
That would
See
be
if
you
it's
guys
still
then
warm.
engineering.
Krill will do that. She'll just lightly touch the hood of the speeder with her paw to see if it's still warm.
Speeder's cold.
This thing is cold. It's been here a minute.
Right.
In fact, it is ambient temperature cold.
So it's been here a good long while.
It's been here a while. Gotcha. All
What
right.
we know about the protocol, these guys on speeders, is they come in, they report, and they leave. So the fact that it's still here means they probably thought they found the runen. Yeah, they didn't leave. And no one's reported back. So there could be more stormtroopers on the way, so we should probably, like, take care of what we want to do here before
Yes, I agree.
Let's make it quick.
Yes.
And continue on, I guess.
All
Minor
right.
note to tell in case it matters. I also have dim vision.
All right, cool. I'm going to ask for those of you who have dim vision first. If you have dim vision, please give me a perception.
Okay.
I'll also allow an investigation for this if you have better investigation.
Even so, we'll just go mind, instinct, perception.
Okay.
Nice, Ron.
Oh dear.
Uh,
Poor Furvis.
Just gonna stick with it.
Stick with that. Yeah, that makes sense. Ron, you notice something really interesting as you're proceeding. There's a thin layer of some sort of, like, dusty residue over most of this cave. It's not very noticeable, even in the light. But that's also partially just because, like, the light only goes so far where you're walking, and, like, the illumination helps a bit, and you're seeing a bit more detail, and you're noticing that even on the walls a bit, there's a little bit of residue.
So it's not dust, it's something else.
It's like a light dusty coating, perhaps. But it's like rock dust. And actually, there's something else about it if you want to look closer to it.
Sure. What would that be? Another perception roll?
No, this is just if you're willing to, like, go to the walls and, like, look.
This is if you're willing to get close.
Does your curiosity pull you close?
You can notice that there's something else about it, but not what it is without getting closer.
Actually, something's. I don't know if I want to get close. Actually, can someone do a quick scan on the wall? Looks like there's something coating it. I don't know if that's some sort of. I
Refuses to get close.
I don't know.
GM offers more information for getting close. Refuses to get close.
I don't know. Yeah, metagaming too much. I'll look.
Yeah.
Heck.
What would your character do?
What would Ron do?
Curious are you?
Heck. He'll look at. He'll step a little closer to look. Just not close enough to be touching it, but.
As you get closer and you look, interestingly enough, and it's really mixed in with the dust, are signs that there's been an explosion.
What?
Explosive residue.
There's some serious good burn marks on the wall from something blasting apart.
It doesn't look like the walls themselves were very damaged by the explosion, but it does look like there was some sort of rush of dust and soot.
Something more incendiary.
So not like a thermal charge, because those don't do that.
No, those are thermonuclear fission explosions. They just erase matter.
The speeder isn't exploded.
What you
would have been my
say?
first thought.
The speeder is
So-
perfectly fine as far as you can tell.
Well, huh?
What it means is someone did some fighting here. That's about all we could really make from that. An explosion. We know there's
Or
troopers
they
who
were
in here.
trying to blast mine their way in.
That's also a possibility, yes.
Kinda looks
But like, are there scorch marks from?
You're not seeing any
From ex-
scorch marks, but you're seeing. So like, and this is like out of game. You're in a cave,
Yeah.
and there's no guarantee that this cave leads out anywhere else. So if there were some sort of pressure explosion, it would push all of the explosion back up through the only exit. To
Yeah.
So not
equalize
so much
pressure.
of burn marks as
It's
as
a
how
mix of
stuff is
dust and
unsettled.
soot.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's settled
it's
on
soot.
the walls.
Yeah, it's soot that got pushed out and settled.
Yeah.
So if we go further in, we may find blast marks, but that'll be
Okay.
later, further down the cave.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, keep going then.
All right. Does anyone have a heightened sense of smell as a specialty?
Not as a specialty, no.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I've got so much to spend my XP on, but yeah, I haven't been able
know
to
what, if
afford
you're-
that just yet. But that is something I plan to.
If you're planning, you know what? I'll let you make a roll, but it's going to be like, at a higher difficulty. Not higher difficulty, but I mean like SR. Sorry, I misspoke slightly.
Perception? I'm assuming?
Perception.
All right. It's something that makes sense for a wolf, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. With Wolf and
I mean-
Ron.
I mean, I've got 2 points in perception. Do you think I could add those? I'm supposed to maybe a little bit late now. Whatever.
I mean, it's not necessarily late, but that it's more up to Talon, because he's allowing me to do it because I plan to get that specialty.
Yeah, this is more because he was planning on picking up this specialty pretty soon.
Okay. Never mind then.
So with that, you've barely passed the heightened SR that I set. You actually equaled it. You notice something. The air down here is very still. There's no real wind to carry the sorts of smells that you're used to. It's a very tranquil air situation, which is a little bit disconcerting. But you also notice the smell of something rancid. Very, very faintly.
There is no airflow in here. But I do smell something rancid ahead.
Huh. Perhaps something died down in these caves? Or this cave?
It would track, but something rancid means that it was dead for a while. So it could be the troopers here, if my original theory ends up holding true.
Or it could just be a wild animal that's decomposing, but we'll probably find out more as we proceed. But no indication of the whatever it was called, the spiky
Nexu.
cat thing.
Nexu.
No indication of the Nexu?
Unless it's
All
the
right.
rancid thing I'm smelling, no.
Let's keep going then.
I suspect it is Furbus. Or it's around it. I suspect it's whatever's left over of whatever meal it had.
So you guys continue on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another couple of turns later, you come across a sight. Perhaps not an unexpected one, but a gruesome one nonetheless. You see the lower half of Stormtrooper armor, and a lot of blood.
Yeah,
The data checks out.
that was about what I expected we'd run across eventually.
The interesting part is you, the speeder that you saw before, perhaps I should have mentioned this, was a 2-speeder.
Was it
It had
two-speeder?
2 seats.
Ah.
Makes sense.
So there's another stormtrooper somewhere around here that we may find the remains of as well. Or we might not find the remains of and it has been entirely consumed.
Yep. And as you might be able to tell from my description, this is definitely the source of at least some of that rancid smell. That body has been there a while.
Yeah. I think the stormtrooper buddies from the speeder are very dead. Keep your eyes open.
Likely going to take advantage of the darkness. Remember how those 2 that we fought before and how much trouble they gave us. If it was able to do that to them, it's a good representation of the threat we're facing.
Yeah. Yeah. Proceeding forward. Do you want active perception checks at this point, or?
Not necessary yet.
All right.
Because, Furbus, as they proceed, you notice something strange and perhaps extra worrying. The rancid smell is getting stronger as you move away from the body.
Like as we're moving deeper in?
Yes.
Furvis is definitely going to go up to the front of the group, little ways ahead. He is big and, well, the tank of the group, so,
Makes sense.
Fair.
it's getting stronger the further we go in.
Alright. Thank you for taking point then. Try not to get hurt. Or at least not unreasonably hurt. Yeah.
Don't doubt he could just jump away if he needed to. He can see better than the rest of us, so this makes sense.
Fair.
Can he see faster, though?
Who knows? He might be able to.
Technically, yes, because you can see because you get priority on the roll, but you see for further away.
I'm making... Garou.
Lol.
Explain away the joke.
It's a joke.
Yes. Seeing faster is not a thing.
The signal can only travel
I mean-
so fast. From your eyes to your brain.
Technically, seeing faster, it may be a thing. Different creatures see at effectively a different frame rate. So,
Also, seeing faster is technically possible if your brain processes the information faster, so you're technically seeing it closer to when it happened.
True.
Overclock Arf, and you'll have him see faster than everyone. Got it.
yeah.
But, yes. As you guys continue, Furvis, you're going to see this first, because you moved up to the front with Arf.
He is a little
around
ahead
one of the
of Arf, for the record.
A little bit ahead of Arf? Okay. A little bit around a corner that you're just starting to go past, as the light is bouncing off of the walls, you see a rather large figure slumped and unmoving.
Does it look like it's the cat thing, or the creature?
It looks like it's the right size. And it stinks here.
He's going to back up a bit and tell Arf, just keep an eye around that corner for now.
He doesn't make the trill he normally would. Instead, he just lights up the sensors like he would, as if he was doing that, and slowly trundles forward a little bit to keep an eye on it.
Furvis is gonna go back to the others. Well, probably not that far, but
I assume we're only a few paces behind.
For my imagination, or what I was thinking was like Furvis was like 20 feet ahead of Arf. But, going back to Arf,
and
you guys are probably with Arf. But anyways.
Yeah.
I saw the creature, about the right size for it, down the hall. It really smells. I would like to meditate for a moment and see if I'm getting any sensations from the place.
Go ahead. Maybe. Probably. But go ahead. Take your time.
Sen, would you like to join me?
I believe I would.
And that was
And,
presence?
For this sort of thing, yeah.
Alright.
Sen will go ahead and be assisting you with it this time, actually. And he's going to give you 6 dice.
Ooh. And I am using forceful, especially because he knows that there is a Sith temple nearby, so he's going, or at least they're supposed to be. So he is going to be trying to kind of probe for that as well.
Alright. Take -1 difficulty.
Oh.
Oh, you can just count the 6.
I was saving my resources, might as well use them now. I'm gonna body boost. I think just once for right now. Oh, that paid off.
That did, yep.
So that would be a total of 7.
All right. With a 7, yes, the temple is nearby. Absolutely and definitely. It's pretty close, actually. But there is one thing else that you're going to get from this. You're going to get... It's not quite a danger sense ping, but it's something almost similar in terms of, like, a premonition, where it feels like something is crawling on your back for a bit. With many, many legs.
Is it a spider? Get it off!
Spider. Centipede. Type monster. Scorpion.
Whoa.
He's
Like a scorpion? Get it off!
kind of come out of the meditation. I didn't get much in the way of knowledge here, but I believe there may be a creature down here with many, many legs. I'm going to be right back. And he's going to teleport to the creature. Insert name here.
All right.
The many-tooth thing, and try to grab it quickly and teleport back with it to the others.
Okay. You may do so.
All right. Just was making sure there weren't any problems.
Nope, no problems. There's no need to make an opposed roll or anything. It's not like it can do anything, because you're pulling back a corpse.
Yeah. Barnaby or Regis, maybe one of you can look over what killed, or try to find what killed this.
What's the status of the corpse? What's it look like?
So, there's a bunch of blood over its claws and mouth, which makes a lot of sense considering the stormtrooper you saw earlier.
Right.
But besides that, it is almost entirely unmarked, except for a very obvious, almost like seeping wound on its back.
So that one wound did it in.
I'm
In a
no
vital
expert, but that
location.
A single bite on the back, probably poison, and
Mhm.
probably came from above. If I were to guess.
Or from behind it, yeah.
Or from
Mhm.
behind.
There's a reason I was asking for Barnaby or Regis to take a look.
Of course,
So-
go ahead.
So, quick question, Teldarius. Is that medical device that I have portable? Because you said it was bulk 1. Or do I have to leave that at the ship?
So do you mean like the parts that you ripped off to
Yeah.
like bring with you and refashion? Yeah, so that has to be set up in a static emplacement to do anything.
Okay, just checking.
So you can bring it with you,
Things
but you
to
need
it.
something to power it. You'd
Okay.
need a stable place to set it up, and then it would need to work for who knows how long.
All right, so yeah, it would be for laboratory conditions only. Good to know. And I would relay that back to everyone. I could take a look at this thing if we brought it back to the ship, but out here in the dark, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah. Barnaby, you able to make anything of this?
I know your bot has my old bioscanner.
Purvis
that
will
I
go over to the corner, take Garf's place without a word, and just, well, without a word to Regis, but he'll just go over there. Arf, go help him.
And Arf will go and do so.
Is Enja still here, or?
Did you hear?
Huh?
Think.
Iggy.
He's marked as muted from what I see. So.
Yeah, he's muted right now, so he might be dealing with family right now.
Well, if he's indisposed, let me
Yeah.
see if I can't try and take care of this investigation. So, with the bot giving me access to the bioscanner, what are we looking
Would this be a medicine roll or a
Yeah,
or
so
something else?
Investigation, academic.
So, with what the bioscanner does, it is capable of detecting the presence of life forms with their location and a rundown of vital signs. If it is correctly loaded into the bioscanner, the unit can also determine species.
Okay.
So it is not a medical device. It is a surveillance device.
Okay.
Now, you can use this to get some information, but it's not going to be providing full benefit. At most, it'll provide, like, a dice. Because this is to detect vital signs and presences of life forms. This is a dead body.
Enough. Doesn't have more.
This would be a medicine roll, right?
It depends what he's trying to find out.
Yeah, because if it's medicine, unfortunately, I'm not going to be that useful. I can't keep things alive. But
Well, because it depends what type of information you're trying to fish for here. You can make a non-medicine roll if you're trying to fish for different information that you can potentially access here.
All right. May I take a look at the bite that the seeping bite wound and try to get some information about that using a medicine roll.
Yes, you could.
Cool. What expertise do you think? Logic?
I mean,
Probably
this
logic.
is just kind of up to you on this.
I've got 5 dice in that. If someone wants to help me,
Investigation logic you're doing?
I'm doing medicine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can throw teamwork support.
All I got
Cool.
is teamwork.
How many dice?
One.
One. Cool. All right. And it would help if I format that right. Yeah.
Oof.
Ouch.
You can submit that and get a boost die.
Barnaby lives while it was pushed.
Oh, we have
Thank you,
him back, thanks.
Barnaby. It's willpower to reroll the entire thing?
Willpower is a full reroll, yep.
I'll go ahead and spend a willpower. And mark off an exhaustion. That's what I got.
All right. With a 2, you're gonna get some interesting information. It's definitely not a bite because there isn't a bunch of smaller wounds or pincers. There's not like a pair of wounds. It looks like it's a stinger wound of some sort, of a pretty appreciable size.
Stinger wound about. You say appreciable size.
Think about like,
A giant scorpion.
think about like it being at its like widest point, because it does travel into the body a good bit.
Yeah.
At the widest point, imagine like a pop can.
Oh my.
About the size, as wide as about the size of a pop can. About how deep does it go in?
Probably a good 6 inches.
This is the dankest dungeon.
So a 6-inch stinger.
73 cents. Razim coins.
I know. Thank you so much for that tip. That is the second tier of the tip goal completed.
And we're back to a whole dollar amount.
We
Yes.
are. Zen has been reached.
Alright. Yeah. Whatever did this had a pretty nasty stinger to it. About as wide as a pop can and about 1/2 foot long.
Sounds like it would ruin any of our days.
Oh, absolutely. If this thing got us, we'd probably be down before we knew it.
We're dealing with some sort of scorpion?
Something with a stinger.
Well, that... I mean...
Scorpion-type monsters. Thank you, Barnaby. Yes. I'm sure you would love its parts.
But of course.
He wants the Telson so he can get the toxins.
I guess my thinking also is that was the trooper's body looking like a clean cut?
It looked like it got mauled by the Nexu mouth.
Oh,
that's a pretty.
I think the Nexu.
Yeah, no. Whatever got the Nexu was not what got the stormtrooper. The
Nexu got the stormtrooper.
I have a theory.
At least one stormtrooper. We have seen no evidence on the other stormtrooper yet. So,
what's your theory, Regis?
Well, I'm thinking that this Sith ruin may have had exotic creatures in it as some sort of trial.
You think this creature is another alchemy beast of some sort?
Not necessarily an alchemy beast. The first creature we encountered wasn't, and the fact, now that I'm thinking about it, the fact that it was even in the registry in the first place probably means that they were maintaining it. The Sith potentially were maintaining these creatures. it could have been kept as like an arena creature for a trial, and they somehow got out. We know about some sort of explosion that may have taken place, so maybe they were released haphazardly. And there's a good chance that these desperate creatures that aren't genetically engineered are inimical to each other. And anything strong enough to take out that thing is probably strong enough to warrant, people knowing about it in the local area. So I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure that's also exotic.
I will let you know / remind you of at least an important piece of information. These temples have not been opened in like a couple thousand years.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a good consideration, but the alchemy beasts were contained within these temples, and they were alive when we got to them. So the possibility that the Sith have the technology to potentially have things cryo storage ready to be released as a trial doesn't seem that far-fetched, but I could be wrong.
I'm just letting you know, like, to make sure that you had that accounted for.
While this may be a naturally occurring creature on some other planet, it does not mean that it hasn't been augmented by Sith alchemy in some way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wouldn't mind, when we finish up here, we could take a good look at it in the ship and see just how accurate that is. It is a bit degraded, though. Depends on the status of the other sample.
If we're bringing a corpse onto the ship, make sure that it's well away from the supplies we're carrying.
Agreed. And we also need to take hazard precautions.
Standard laboratory protocol.
Anyways, yeah. So this, whatever took this out, seems pretty scary. Y'all all right with continuing, or do we turn back now?
What advantage is there to turning back?
If we turn back, we don't have to deal with
survived.
whatever this thing is. We guarantee we survive. But the downside is we don't get whatever's in this temple.
Which may lead to us not getting paid.
Furvis is close enough to hear, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will be going regardless. I have agreed to take the trials. I will continue.
Likely won't get another chance to investigate this place. If we leave, there's a good chance they're going to send more.
So go forward.
It's now or never.
Anyone?
Yeah, I mean,
there's
unless there's not enough people that want to escape before whatever reinforcements are coming, so better to forge ahead.
All right.
There's
I wouldn't lie.
An option we do have. I am able to take one person at a time with me. We might be able to just bypass whatever this thing is. And it could make for a very nice trap for the ISB when they come.
Very well. But
Can you jump places you haven't seen?
Yes. It's how I got here in the first place. I haven't exactly had a ship that I've been traveling the galaxy on up till this point.
Just don't want to be the sort of captain that blindly leads y'all into danger. Okay. Seems to go forward then. All right, everyone, be on high alert.
I will say there is.
Don't want this.
If we do go the teleport route, where I take you over there. It will be one at a time, and whoever goes first will be left there alone until I bring more.
Preferably bring someone who can see in the dark. But yes, Captain. Compared to the shenanigans with the ISB, this actually feels a little safer.
All right. So, teleporting. Are you saying once we find out where this thing is and are able to assess if we can get past it?
So,
Or am I misunderstanding something?
presume we're going to use ARF to find the thing and then teleport past it. That way we don't disturb this scene, and when the ISB comes, they won't know we were here.
Tal, I want the price for a, geological scanner for future reference.
I mean, if you really want a geoscanner, I actually have that. There's an article on it, so I could just pull that up.
Well, I mean, I can't. I guess we could flip one of those fate tokens and possibly say that was one of the things that Furvis had installed in ARF in the first place.
Oh, I hope you know that a geological scanner is would be like double digits amount of bulk.
It's a ship equipment item.
It's like a base level item to have a geological scanner. What you do normally is you go to a place that has geological scans on record and you upload those into a droid as a part of like a data package, so that way the droid can reference priorly already existing geological scans.
Pretty much.
Maybe
Well,
one
what
of those
I
times
was
on-
wanting was like a localized, I guess more like sonar mapping kind of idea. Where
He wants a map of the cave.
yeah, where ARF could scan the area around and just produce a holographic map of the cave layout itself.
Would be cool.
That's the kind of thing that I was talking about. Like, I know that kind of technology exists in Star Wars, I just have no idea what that would be called.
I can double check some things, because usually it's just like, they'll just have like a big expensive scanner, just scan the entire area, and then like you could just download like the scan data from that.
Be a local GIF. Basically, we hook up our ship and we make that into a mobile lab. We scan everything before we land, and then we have the data when we get to the ground.
There is surveying equipment though, so that might be a good place to start when I am looking around for the best thing. Well, I'm here. I'm not gonna wonder.
Well, I mean, if we can use one of the fate tokens to say that ARF happened to have that installed on him.
All right, sorry about that. That was my family. What's up?
I was saying that if we could use one of the fate tokens to say that I happen to have that installed on ARF, it would be very helpful in this situation. And I do know that Astromechs can do that, because like the particular example I'm thinking of is like Star Wars Jedi, where BD1 has that kind of tech.
Yeah, so that would be, I think the correct thing for that would be surveyor's equipment, which costs a couple hundred credits, 700 to be specific, according to Wiki.
700, jeez.
Has an encumbrance pretty high, so... Or I guess I should say bulk pretty high. So, like... probably take up a decent bit of ARF's, like, internal storage to, like, haul that around.
Interesting.
But that does exist. The surveyor equipment literally is things like it's used to create detailed maps of sections of planets, including planet surface, distance measuring, as well as localized geological scans.
I feel like especially with, like, it would make sense that ARF would have, like, Furvis would have had that installed in ARF, especially with his teleportation. But obviously the fate token is group decision, so...
Yep, and you'd have to pay the price. You ain't getting it for free, but...
Well, I've got 775 credits, so...
Alright,
or I can add
you'd
it
be
to
down
my
to 75
debt,
if this
whatever.
gets accepted by the group.
Or I could add it to the debt
You
if
know
that's
what?
acceptable. I don't know.
I'm okay with a fate token being spent on this if everyone else is.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Seems people are good, so sure.
Alright.
Would rather are filled with scanners than
see.
guns.
Consensus has been reached.
He doesn't need guns anyway, he can just zap slap.
Can I add it to the debt, or does it have to come out of my current credits?
Your debt was character creation stuff, so current credits.
Okay.
Hey gang, let's go into debt right now.
Let's
Sounds
take out a
fun.
loan. Let's take out a loan right now.
In the middle of this
What
cave.
for? No
Well, I
reason.
was... Like, if this was
Let's commit
already
identity
installed, you know, it could have been when he made ARF, which was where he also got the debt.
Yeah. But you also perform routine maintenance on ARF anyway, so...
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so I
So
have
I'm just saying
subtracted
that,
it.
like, because backstory stuff, you know, it has to come out of current credits.
That's fine.
Just so that way it's also a, like, expectation in the future that if people want to do this sort of stuff, it has to come out of current credits.
Right.
I think it's the fairest way to do it.
It's not just about the cost, but also saying the precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Alright.
fine. Alright, so...
Left.
That's been spent. Yeah. Furvis is gonna have ARF scan and then kind of study the map to see where the most likely oh yeah, I forgot I gave ARF credits himself. I mean, it was
He's
only
hiding.
75, but at least you know, it's not
But
Hiding
Art does have
spare
some
credits in the droid.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you could go shopping.
Well, you're going to feel really happy about this because it's going to work like how most of the rest of the scanners work and lets him do something and at -1 difficulty. Proceeded to roll multiple 6s in the roll to scan.
Nice.
Lamau. So anyway, he rolled 5 dice and got 4 successes.
Nice. That's not bad.
So, you know, pretty decent roll, all things considered. And with that, you're going to get a readout that shows that, yeah, it's looking pretty, you've gone down, it's not the largest cave, and there is additional data that you're getting, which clearly shows, like, you know, sentient-made construction, basically, like, all the way at the bottom of this cave structure, of which you're, like, 3/4 of the way down.
Oh.
You're getting data, which leads you into a pretty similar space to the, like, you know, antechambers, like, you know, entranceways that you've seen before. Down the main hallway, it looks like you're able to see through the main hallway with the scanner. Again into a different room, and after that the scan wanes out.
the doors shut on the ruins?
As far as you can tell by scanners, it's like a little bit fuzzy, but it doesn't look like it.
Okay, leading back.
You're not getting like a super crisp image here.
Right.
It would have blocked the scanner more than likely if it was shut. The fact that it went in also indicates, yeah.
So with this, I can probably get us really close to the temple.
Okay.
Do we know that the creature isn't in the temple? Because from my theory, these things came from the temple, and the fact that the door's open kind of leans more to
Could
that
be
theory.
open.
So you might just drop us right on the thing. That's why
At
I was
the
saying you
least,
should
I
use...
will be there with whoever's there for the start.
Yes.
And if it is dangerous, I can just jump back with both of us.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, actually, let me double check something. Okay, I did get the combat teleport.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
I was gonna go and check your sheet.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
I was like, actually, before I do this might be combat. Let's make sure I can actually teleport out.
Because it would have been really funny if you didn't, and then you were just kind of stuck with that. You just teleport in, combat starts, you can't teleport out.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty funny.
I'm willing to go first.
All right. In that case, Furvis will put a paw on Amy's shoulder, which is probably about as big as her entire torso, if not bigger.
Yeah. I mean, you're how tall again?
Almost 9 feet.
He's almost like 9
9
feet
feet. You are more than twice my height.
And he's on all fours.
How much do you weigh?
Ouch.
No, not.
Dang.
I'm comparing mass here.
Around
Oh, yeah.
600 pounds.
I'm not. Sorry, what was that?
Around 600 pounds.
Around 600 pounds. So about 6 times my mass.
Dang, Amy's over here calling Furvis fat.
No!
100 kilos.
It's a big freaking wolf. Of course they're gonna weigh a lot.
But anyways,
And it's all muscle.
So
And it's all muscle.
giant paw on Amy's back and teleport.
Yeah.
All right. This is not far enough away that I'm gonna make you have to do the thingamajigger with teleport for it, because you're pretty close and you have an accurate scan, if not very detailed. So, what you're going to see immediately upon entering the area, which section are you trying to go to? The main chamber or as far in as you can go?
Considering that the temples themselves are usually trapped, I'm going to go for the main entrance.
The main entrance. All right. In that case, what you're going to see, first of all, is pretty much the same standard construction that you saw before, except there are shards of stone and rubble all over the place, as very obviously the main door to the temple was blasted open. And in addition to that, the door going more towards the inner sanctum area has also been blasted open.
Okay.
And you can see down the hallway that the door on the other side of that hallway has also been blasted open. Beyond that, you can kind of see into the room, but not too much.
Someone was very determined to get in.
Yes, they beat us here. Furvis is going to be looking around for any signs of immediate danger before he goes to get the others.
Likewise.
All right. Both of you give me mind integrity checks at normal difficulty for Amy and -1 for Furvis.
Mind integrity.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have integrity. Yeah, to me. Just a second. That's. Is there a preferred expertise on this?
I am personally using Forceful.
Forceful? Okay, interesting. I will say for this one, no. Because this is about your character dealing with something that's affecting you now.
Then instinct sounds right. A success.
All right. So with that, no, you don't really notice anything, either of you. It's that same silence and stillness.
So no perception roll, just an integrity. Okay.
Just an integrity.
Cool. All right. Seems safe enough.
I will.
Feel free to start grabbing the others.
All right. And Furvis is going to go back, and he's going to get Sen next.
Sen next. Good choice.
If Amy volunteered to go first, but if Amy had not volunteered to go first, he would have taken Sen first.
I would have recommended someone who could see in the dark.
The next one on the list is Arf. Leave Ron, who can see in dim vision, with the people that he hasn't brought yet. So Ron will be last. But Arf will go, it'll be Sen, Arf, then, I don't know, I'll go alphabetical order. Barnaby, Krill, Regis, and then Ron.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to be flipping a dark side with this, so, go ahead and bring Sen.
Go ahead and do what?
Bring Sen.
Alright, he is doing so.
Alright.
I mean, it takes basically 12 seconds to do so.
Yep.
Poor Amy left in complete solitude and pitch blackness.
With a potential creature, yeah. Longest 24 seconds.
All right. I guess maybe I should have waited a second, but I wanted to use that dark side a little bit preemptively. I didn't technically need it, but I used it for a reason, and yeah. As everyone is brought in, everyone please go ahead and make those integrity checks, with Barnaby being the other one that gets the -1 difficulty.
Okay.
So this is mind integrity.
Okay, mind integrity. This is... So it's just a combination of mind and integrity?
Whatever expertise.
And whatever expertise.
I'm only mandating that it's you use mind as the attribute and integrity as the skill.
Okay. This is street sense then.
Expertise is always your choice. Like, teamwork's got special rules, but otherwise expertise is always your choice. It's just a matter of you may get a bonus or have particularly catastrophic results on a botch depending on what your choice is.
Yep. Everyone described it as like something happening to us, so that's kind of cunning reaction thing. It's not something.
Also, just to make sure, does Furvis need to make it each time he comes back? Tau?
Sorry, I went to go grab a drink while people were rolling.
Ah,
Nobody
okay.
botched.
So with that, no, you don't roll every time. You bring someone.
Alright, does Arf need to roll?
Arf does not.
Alright. I figured as much, but wanted to make sure.
Did you? Can I get Barnaby's roll for that? -1 difficulty for you.
Yes.
Remember, this is mind and integrity.
The heck?
You messed up the thing slightly.
Oh,
That's fine. That's fine.
267 successes. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a 4.
It's a 4.
It's not a 267.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Nope. All of you are gathered up in the entrance area. You'll all be able to see the rubble, the signs of the explosions. What would you like to do?
Know where the creature is? Now that we have Arf
Still,
here.
still haven't seen the creature.
You have not.
We could have Arf scan the local area for biosignatures.
Arf, please do so.
And Arf meets the DC.
Nice. SR.
Well, yeah. So used to saying DC. Anyway, Arf managed to hit the number.
Of course, main character.
Yep. He wouldn't have hit it without the bioscanner giving him a -1, though.
Hey.
-1 difficulty. To be fair, if you had that bioscanner, it wouldn't have done shit for you right now. You didn't roll a single 6 in there. Because, fun fact here, Arf is going to start beeping in alarm.
Oh?
And kind of trundling back towards the entrance a little bit.
All right. Yeah. In which case, I'll start falling back with him, and I'll see if I can see whatever the frick he's seeing.
Empty room.
Empty room.
Furvis is going to get in front of Arf. What is it, Arf? He does understand the binary you said before.
Oh yeah, no. But like you know the little like astromech screech.
Okay, so it's just screaming. Got it.
Yeah, it was just a little astromech screech as he like moved away for a bit, and then he's going to turn around, and like ask the question of why aren't you running from that thing?
What thing?
Well, I
can't
think
see in the
only
dark. The
Furvis and
astromech's running.
only Furvis and Ron understand him.
Yep.
I mean, I understand I asked it to scan the biosignature, and it immediately started screeching and running for the exit. That's what I understood.
I don't see anything, Arf.
He's going to take out, like, the little, like connection thing that astromechs use, and, like, jab it kind of, like, viciously, almost in a point towards the hallway.
Inside the temple or out?
Inside the temple, yeah, the one that's been blasted open.
Interesting. Furvis is going to try and meditate to see what he can see. Is his danger sense going off, by the way?
No.
It says
That's
run. I'm going wherever the
possibly
bot is.
even more terrifying.
Trust your instruments.
I go by feelings, and the Force is telling me there's not danger here.
You can meditate, however.
I am going to do that.
All right.
Once again with Forceful, because we are in Sith Temple.
Yep.
Standard...
Please be at -2 difficulty now.
All right.
Cool.
I'm good with 5.
5. You have now finally met the SR. As you feel that there was now, as you meditate a little bit, a bit of a pressure against your head that was just sort of telling you to ignore it. Ignore. You're not seeing anything. And you can feel that happening now. It seems like there's some sort of, like, almost cognition blocking effect going on you right now. And you still can't see, but you can tell that it's happening.
He's gonna look over at Sen. Sen, do you know what's going on?
Frankly, I'm not quite sure what the astromech is so worried about. Clearly it's detected something, but I'm just not sure what.
I'm feeling something that's telling me to ignore. Ignore. But there is something, a pressure.
Sen is going to frown a bit. Well, that's some 10s, but that's also a lot of 1s. 1, 2, 3. Exactly, finally got a 5. To be fair, the first time, I used that dark side to make him roll with disadvantage. The first roll that he made, technically speaking, was a 3. He rolled 15 dice for this.
Jeez.
Yeah.
As Sen is going to, he isn't even closing his eyes during this meditation. It just seems like he's focused now. And it seems like suddenly, after a few seconds, he puts his hand up to his head with the most, like, obvious, like, flash of pain, like, sudden headache kind of look on his face. And then blinks, looks back towards where Arf was pointing earlier. And then proceeds to actually close his eyes in a quick meditation and attempt to basically do a group dispel.
Can Furvis attempt to help him?
You may.
Um,
You may assist with presence, teamwork, or in this specific case, forceful.
all of those except for teamwork would be 2 dots, so I'll do presence. Giving a bit of a snarl at whatever this is.
All right. You rolled 2 9s, by the way. So, good job on those dice. All of you, it felt like there was, like, a pressure around your head that suddenly got relieved. And looking down the hall that Arf and Sen reacted so strongly to, you are now able to see it. It is a disgusting-looking amalgamation of a creature. It has an odd number of legs, and it's distinctly almost scorpion-shaped. Almost, not quite. It definitely has a scorpion tail, but the rest of the body isn't quite right. It does have some form of chitin on it, but it just does not look right. Kill it, kill it, kill it! It is not directly in front of you, but you can see it waiting in a room down the hall.
Okay.
It looks like there was some sort of cognition blocking effect on all of you.
I think I know what might have killed the other stormtrooper.
You do not see another stormtrooper body around.
We don't even know.
Never mind then.
It did kill the other creature, though, but you're right.
Yeah.
Better question is, now that we can actually see this thing, what an interesting cloak it has that can conceal itself from light.
I wonder if this is part of the
like it.
trial.
Likely.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Considering it's just waiting there, I think it is part of the trial.
So this was some
It's
crazy
not attacking.
force
you-
thing.
Could you remind me what the next line was, Tao? For the...
Yeah, sure. This is the 3rd temple, so that is Chiokjontu Chatsatul Nu Midwan, which translates to through strength I gain power.
Through strength, I gain power. I think we need to... Well, I need to defeat this. Well, Sen as well.
Their strength. What? You're gonna wrestle it?
I think they
Want
just
to take on that thing?
best it in combat, I guess.
The people who were explosives strong enough to blow down these doors didn't fare well against it, but they probably couldn't see it.
Well,
now that you can see it, it's more of an ambush.
people, but yeah.
More importantly, maybe the creature doesn't know we can see it. Maybe that's why it's not moving aggressively towards us. It was some sort of force shenanigans that you and Sen did that allowed us to see it, if I understand correctly.
That, or it will wait until someone enters.
Is
Why
it
hide?
in the inner chamber, or...
It's down the hall, like, further into the temple, yes. Where if, by the rest of the temples that you've been in, through the layout, lies the way of the inner sanctum area, which, again, if the conditions track where the next holocron is.
I mean,
So is it... Okay. As far as we can...
Was it in the room? Sorry.
Is
Go
it
ahead.
between blasted doors?
No.
Okay.
It is on the other end of all the blasted doors.
Okay. So this would be like where the floor was, all jagged and the gravity was high. That's where it's
In the
standing.
last one. So this one actually enters out into a little room before it continues on past another door. But in the area which you're talking about in the last temple, yes.
Okay. So it is probably the trial. This does look to be the trial, where it's located and everything.
Let us go forth and kill.
Look down at teddy bear. You're smaller than me.
Yeah, he does that. Remember the stormtroopers?
Yeah, true.
Might
Yes, but I want to bite it and find the surprise inside.
It'll bite you.
The stinger on that thing is the size of your thigh.
Also, I don't think your teeth would penetrate the chitin.
Well, not in the obvious places, no.
Are there any
Come to
other
think of it,
bones
I
in
don't think our blasters would penetrate its chitin.
You can bite an eyeball.
This thing's an arthropod. It has its eyes are in its head.
Well, it's a good thing I am me-sized then.
Maybe you could poison it if it's just gonna stay there.
I think the trial. I think that if this is the trial, and if the wording of it is, it's looking for a straight fight.
No.
No. This is...
No?
Sorry, I don't have that sort of information.
Considering what I've learned from studying the droids we got from the last temple, cheating is absolutely on the table.
Fair.
Oh, of course, cheating.
Of course, cheating.
You think a preemptive strike from in here?
Oh, we can do worse than that. Who has alcohol other than me?
I don't carry any on me.
No, I don't either. You making some Molotov cocktails there, Barnaby?
Yes.
Well,
As long as our opponent is a biological. Fire always works. And we don't have to be here when the fire continues to burn. I can even ask it to burn longer.
Does it breathe?
I mean, as we all know, Molotovs do solve every problem.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it may also solve the problem of us still having oxygen to breathe.
Well, I mean, it may create new problems, but it will at least solve one problem.
Creature, though.
Isn't that right, Kuroy?
Barnaby checks his cloak for his emergency leaves. Yep, I'm stocked.
Pocket leaves.
Take a look at it while we can.
Pull my my rifle up. I could probably hit it cleanly from all the way over here.
Well, Furvis, this is y'all's trial. How do you want to handle it?
Do you think I could poison it?
You mentioned cheating. Now that we know it's there, maybe you could teleport past it.
I mean, he's gonna look over at Sen. I could probably teleport past it. What do you think?
Santa's gonna like lean over and take a look again, and just go, well, the other problem is that there's another door behind it.
You think it's a life force door? Like it won't open until the creature is dealt with?
That, or It's hard to tell, but there might be a hole in the middle of that room.
So trying to teleport past the door could cause really big problems without defeating this thing first.
Well, that, and also you might be making a blind teleport because you can't see past the door, and as far as I'm aware, you have run into, at least with electronic signal interruptions before due to the walls of these places.
It's a risk.
I wouldn't
You might be able to do it, but it is a risk.
It's a risk, and it's an unknown risk.
Those fighting this thing.
I would say take the shot, Amy. I will move down there, get ready. I could go grab the droids. I reprogrammed them. They should be ready.
Have the droids beat up on this thing as well?
Yes. Using one of the temple's own training droids against it, I'd say that's cheating.
The Sikkim Protocol.
I would prefer
All
to
right.
stay dead. It would give me something to study.
I'll go ahead and take aim and wait for your signal. Wait till you're ready for me to take the shot.
All right. So Furvis is teleporting back to the ship. Which that one I'm going to assume will need at least a few seconds of
Oh yeah, you're gonna you've been there obviously, and I think you probably marked your ship as like the return point anyway.
Yeah. But still takes a little bit longer to at least get back here.
Yeah. So
Krill.
yeah, they're gonna be waiting a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Readies her blaster pistol.
In particular, I'll be aiming at the base of the stinger, or see if I can, when I take the shot, I can remove that as a hazard.
I'm also attempt to make that sort of aim shot with his blaster.
Wait, you're doing a called shot? But that's a terrible idea in any tabletop, right?
Oh no!
8-ball corner pocket.
Oh my!
No, I hit the wrong pocket.
Oh, I played Red Sorcerer. No.
Yeah, here you get rewarded.
Cast fireball. I missed.
Oh no!
Yes.
And I played system where you have the difficulty and you have effects. So.
I was just poking fun at other systems out there.
Yeah, I get you.
But anyways, yeah.
Remind me, what is the bonus for taking the time to aim?
Minus difficulty on accuracy.
All right, and for making a called shot on the tail itself.
That will have narrative effects based on successes and damage and yada yada yada.
Okay. But you said lower the difficulty.
Yep.
For taking the aim. All right. By 1?
Yeah, -1 difficulty.
Awesome. Okay. I am ready to throw dice when we're ready to kick this off.
Well, yeah. Furvis will be coming back specifically down the hall. Not past the... Like, you've got that entry hallway that we came in through, and then you've got that other door on the other end. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Here, let me just give me a second here, because I'm...
So the creature is mostly flesh, but it has a chitinous tail, or
No, it's mostly like chitin.
okay.
Yeah, if it's like typical scorpions, even though it's not truly a scorpion, they have chitin armor, sort of like natural armor.
This is clearly a designer product. Someone made this creature. And I'm just trying to think what they were thinking when they made this. They're Sith. They are training people who use lightsabers. They potentially aren't expecting their creature to go against slug throwers.
Oh no.
If you say so.
Yeah, it was centuries ago. Who knows?
Blast it enough and it will die. Maybe. If we're
Yes,
lucky.
but I don't see a starship cannon anywhere. So we're going to have to be a bit more precise.
So Tal, how much work would it take to get the cannon off of the ship?
Teleport it down. Is the creature standing
You need a
still?
few days for that one.
Teleport the ship in here.
Yeah,
Also,
we're
you
not
don't
taking that
exactly have
time.
a good dry dock like situation going on. You don't have any tools for that, so.
No.
Also, if that suggestion would be answered with a no.
Yeah, Ron would not like that.
No.
Not your baby.
Ron would rather just fight the creature.
Well, no, Ron's gonna keep his distance and try to plink the creature because he he does not think he's gonna have much luck up close.
Any of us get up close, we're getting a Tilson to the chest.
Yeah. So, ready for to throw dice and get started, or?
I mean, I am. I just gotta. I'll drag this onto the combat tracker.
To be so selfish, but I might have to put my shield on myself if we're actually going to do this.
Not that selfish.
I mean, it's yours, and we all have the opportunity to get whatever we want.
Yep.
Well, that's about how big it is.
Big it is.
Is there a map?
What do you mean that's about how big?
Yeah, we're all kind of. Oh,
Here,
the
I'll
arena.
reshare
They
it.
changed the map. Oh.
No, it's the same map. It's just that.
Oh, hey, there we
I
go.
don't have it open.
Okay.
Furvis, for this here, I'll can I edit your token to make it the proper size? You might want to change your size category to 2.
Can
I do that? Can I do that for you?
I think that's something that you have to do. I know that was done through the combat tracker, but that was also when we were using D&D.
Yeah.
So, and it's also changed a lot since then anyways. But that said, I can make myself bigger, though it would be nice to have it automatically do that in the future.
Yeah. That's about the correct size for you. There you go.
So Furvis's plan was be about here with the 2 droids.
Cool.
And
All
he
right.
will tell the others, he'll probably have Arf like here. He'll tell the others that, go go ahead and fire, and he'll
How
activate the
far
droid
is
as soon as they fire.
how far is Furvis from the thing?
Well, each square is 5 feet. So
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I think I'm out of range, unfortunately. 45, 50. Yeah.
you could probably get closer, at least to be only like one range band out. Because you can shoot past your listed range band, it just starts providing difficulty.
How much is it? How much is the additional range band?
How do we ping?
Okay, do you guys have medium range?
I have medium range.
Okay. So at this point, medium range is 50 feet.
My medium range.
Right.
Yes. Medium range is 50 feet.
Oh, you mean by large range band? Okay.
50. So medium range would be.
Okay. So you mean I could? It's at difficulty at 100. I could do 100 range at difficulty. For long range.
And you can do.
Okay.
You can do up to +2 difficulty, so you could go up to 2 additional of your range bands away.
10, 15, 20.
But this is +2 difficulty on accuracy and power. So,
Okay.
you know, at that point, you'd be taking pot shots.
Okay. So, well, I will move up to just behind Furvis, or well, from where he originally was, and fire at long range was my plan. But if he's pulling closer, that's not as much of a problem.
50 feet would be right here.
Yeah, that works. Oh man, wrong button.
Vari, no, because the extended range is limited to up to 2 uses.
Yeah.
You cannot do it more than 2 times, no matter your difficulty.
I cannot find feet limit when I control F the scar sheet. That's
It's range bands in the bottom.
Yeah, bottom right, range bands.
How do you find your feet limit quickly?
I mean, it's best to check the section on the book for that. If you just click on the feet section, it has the standardized terminology right there. But
enough.
your feet limit is equal to your primary scale.
Okay, that's what I
But, like,
thought.
in the future, like, you know, try and check the book.
I tried to click Control F and type feet limit, and for some reason it wouldn't pull up anything. So, thanks.
Well, range bands would be the better look. Either way.
Anyways, so I got 7 to hit.
Oh, this is a surprise shot? Okay.
Yep, this would be a surprise. Technically, you guys, you know, it doesn't. It's not technically surprise, but it's we're treating it like it's surprise.
Okay.
Oh, was there supposed to be a bonus for it being surprise?
No. There's no bonus for you doing surprise. There's negatives on the enemy for doing surprise. The bonus for you is being able to make an attack while the enemy's like debuffed for free.
Cool.
Okay. So this is mind instinct marksman.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and settle positioning of everybody here.
Oh, okay.
I think Furvis will go here. And he'll have Arf here. The 2 droids will be right next to him on the filling that open space.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll
make a little droid token for you. It's gonna be
Barnaby, Regis, Krill.
Well, I can't bring the map up for some reason.
Here. Where's the sharing?
15,
share
20,
record.
25. Yeah, I only have short
okay,
range.
awesome.
My guns shoot a lot, but they don't shoot very
Well,
accurately.
if you shoot at minimum, you just shoot at medium. You just shoot at -1 at +1 difficulty.
Yep. Also, the absolute hilarity, the droids, I have the random number thing on, so that way you don't know exactly
6
how many.
and 9.
It got 6 and 9. Droid 6 and Droid 9. I think that's sticking now.
Oh.
They definitely have to survive now.
Oh dear.
You don't even see my token.
You are
zoom out a little.
up in
You're
the
up top.
yeah.
I'm dragging you down. There you go. Now you're with the group.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Where do I want? I'm a medium. Stay at medium range of this thing, so
You'd have to be beside or in front of me and Ron.
Yeah.
If you don't have medium
that's fine.
range, then you'll want to be up where Arf is, roughly.
I'll be in front of Ron, but behind Arf.
Cool. Move your token there, then.
Okay, so range band is medium would be 80 feet.
Also,
Short
Tal,
range
I'm
is
good
40
with
feet.
doing
Wait, how are you
rolls
getting
and
80
such
feet?
for Arf.
I'm reading
Okay, cool.
the medium range band. It says the range band starts at 40 feet and scales at rate
Yeah.
of 10 feet for every 5. So, oh no, that's that. I read the wrong part.
Yeah, your
I
attribute
calculated
score is
50.
2, so your medium is 50.
50. Yeah, I was reading the wrong thing.
Barnaby, do you have a range?
Medium range should be 60.
Huh?
Is it 60?
I thought it
If
was.
you're an attribute scale
No.
too.
Uh,
Did I get
We're
at
at-
9 or 10?
We're still
No.
at 9.
Hey,
We're
9. Okay,
I
yeah, someone
misread
said
it.
attribute. Someone said attribute scale
I'm
2. So
sorry.
I was like, wait, if you're at attribute scale 2,
No, still at 1, so it is 50. That's. I'm. That's me misreading my chart.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep. I was just because I wasn't thinking about your actual attribute number. I was just thinking about
My bad.
if you're a tier 2 character, then blah, 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 blah.
My bad.
I need to add an attribute point to something.
Oh, you're still at
You got to add
attribute
your-
8?
I'm still at 8.
Whoops.
Oops.
Add that to mind, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to wait till it comes up and attacks you guys before I can even shoot it.
Says that you can.
You can shoot at longer range. You just have a slight increase in difficulty.
Yeah, it's a +1 difficulty to shoot at medium range if your gun is short.
Yeah, I mean, that would be 50 feet, and even then, that's
You can do it
still
up to
rated-
twice.
Yeah, so then it would
So
be
you can shoot
minus
up to
2
75
difficulty.
feet at +2 difficulty. So you can still shoot if you move a bit closer.
Thinking purely tactically, there's not much advantage for me using my little weak gun on this thing until it
I'm
gets...
going to remind you that hit stun exists right now.
Doesn't it?
Here
So
is
there
your
is-
one reminder that hit stun exists.
Always a tactical advantage to
Right, but
striking
during
this
this
thing.
surprise round, doesn't it not have any evasion?
No, but it still has integrity. If you deal even 1 damage, you chip it and lower its integrity.
Oh, okay. I forgot about the integrity side of it. I was thinking dodge.
And also, let's say it rolls shit on an initiative and you guys go ahead of it, it still hasn't had a turn yet, so it'll still have all the hits done from the surprise round. So if you
Especially
get
with a couple
lucky and it doesn't go first, you'd still benefit from the hit stun.
There's a possibility it won't go first because there's a couple people who have the initiative feat.
A part of the reason that hit stun and chip damage exists is specifically so that way characters that don't have the best outright damage in any given situation can still contribute to a team. you yourself are probably not going to deal a bunch of damage, but you can open up the way for other people to deal damage.
It's just my range, and I'm thinking I'm likely to burn out my pistol if I shoot it that far away. Because if you botch, you lose your magazine.
That is true.
You have more ammo, right?
I do, but not a lot.
I mean, it is your call on whether or not you take the shot.
We are telling you it is valuable for you to do so anyways.
Okay. Let me see. So the best place I could potentially be without being in the complete front and dying.
You can just come up, line up beside the other two gunners, just along the hallway, probably. Yeah.
You can move through allied spaces freely, so don't worry about clogging up the hallway either.
Okay, yeah, or people's shots. Yeah, because that's 5, 10. So with a short-range weapon, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And you have to do that 3 times. Isn't that 75? Would be the max I could fire?
Well, that's 50, so you would only have to do it once on the difficulty scale. So it would be B8s.
So it'd be difficulty 8 instead of difficulty 7.
7, yeah.
For a short range.
On a short range, because... Okay.
Yeah.
Where's 5? 5, 10.
And I will let you guys know that we are about to be reaching the end of time. So
I know.
So
obviously, after this surprise round, we're cutting. So
okay,
you can use your boost freely during the surprise round, and you'll get it back.
Any case, should I be? I guess at this point, do I need to be rolling my damage at the? Yeah.
+2.
Since I'm guessing 3 hits in this situation.
3 will hit.
Okay.
So 7 will also hit.
7 will hit and crit.
What was the bonus for crit again?
You choose between a 1.5 times the amount of dice, or you choose the mode where after you roll, you get to either increase your critical by 1, or decrease your difficulty by 1.
I want to increase my dice. 1.5 times 7 would be an additional 3 dice or 4 dice?
4, because you round up.
Alright, so that'll be 11 dice on
By the way, make sure before you guys roll damage, ask me, let me know what damage type you've chosen on your guns currently.
I think mine's set to piercing, so...
Piercing? Alright, so you're neutral. So your rolls
okay. All right.
Mine is also piercing.
Well, because remember, you guys are freely setting up. You can change your blaster settings to be what you think is going to be the most advantageous for this type of enemy.
So
okay. That's why
I will remind you that you can do that.
Oh, that is very good.
Right.
That would be something Regis might try to do. So there's 3 types. It's piercing, slashing, and impact, I presume?
And
bludgeoning.
Yeah, it's chitin, so it's like plate armor. You'd want to strike it. Potentially.
I wasn't thinking of changing it from piercing, so... But yeah.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out how I could best attack this thing while you guys have been... And I haven't come up with anything, but that's one thing I would have thought of, I guess.
That's right.
Alright, so my case, two special piercing.
Alright. Noted.
What the frick?
Oh, I think that's a willpower roll.
Are there any party rerolls to go through that got played throughout the session?
No.
I don't... Yeah.
I mean, I have a second willpower.
That's true.
Feel the backhand of justice.
There's the reroll.
Or
Anyway.
Lightball's asking for a tabletop, you know.
Oh, it's a tabletop card. Never mind.
No.
Alright,
Okay.
play the Marten vid.
Marten filibuster, go!
A miss. Not enough ale.
Well, there's a roll again from Vari.
Alright.
Alright. In which case, want me to use that then?
Yep,
Go
I already
ahead.
marked it as complete.
Go for it.
Alright.
I mean, unless you want your captain to spend the next turn reloading and have her gun click yet again as she aims at something.
Yeah, so that is 4 successes.
Yep. Piercing, I'm assuming.
Piercing.
Cool. Ethereal piercing. Other people may attack if capable.
So the enemy is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Arf will attempt zap.
The zappy, go ahead.
It's only short range, so gonna be +2 difficulty, it looks like.
Yeah, +2 difficulty, just like
So will a 1 hit?
Yes, because it has no evasion.
Awesome.
It's +2 with short range?
Because that would be 2 range bands out.
What damage type did you set your roll, your damage type to, Krill?
Piercing.
All right, that's gonna be a botch unless you do something about it, either a vigor.
Yeah, I'm gonna
or
willpower that crap.
First range band out is in 50?
Well, that was Arf, but what was that?
The first range band out isn't 50?
It's 25.
For short range.
We have short range.
Oh.
Okay, 2 is better.
No,
hits.
Oh, wait.
Short
Is
range
the
is...
big black circle the... No, it's
No,
the token,
T.
isn't it?
That's the
why.
token.
I
Yeah,
was
that's the
looking
hole
at the
that got
big
mentioned.
black circle.
Oh.
I
That's the
just
hole
had to
that got
ignore
mentioned.
you guys
Okay.
when you were saying it was only 1. I was like, I'm counting it. It's 2, but I didn't want to yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I was counting from the black
Okay,
circle.
I was too. This is what was throwing me off, and that means that actually I was supposed to be at +1 difficulty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, your +1 difficulty changes nothing.
Nothing.
I don't
Arf
think
hit.
my... No, my +1 difficulty would not have changed anything either.
That wouldn't have changed anything.
What it is electric type. How should I change the success?
Doop-a-doo. Actually scrolling down to the type reference now. It will be effective.
Just normal?
Effective. It's effective.
So no change, or...
No, I'm saying it's effective. The -1 difficulty. If it's effective,
Okay, so, okay.
it's
Or maybe
effective.
it's called super effective.
On the type chart that you made, for the key, it literally says effective.
Effective, yeah, true.
Oh,
For the key on
okay.
the type chart, effective.
Fair enough. Anyways,
That's why I'm like, it's effective.
I thought it was like,
Oh,
you don't want to see the other
one
side.
Okay, that's fixed. I have Arf
he has
use
boost
his
type too. He
boost.
can only use
Yeah.
it for himself.
He's got 2 boost dice, so let's use both of them.
Well, you might want to. Okay. I was gonna
What?
say you might want to wait a second because if the first one hit even with 1, you could use the next on
Damage.
Well, this
damage.
is damage.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think he rolled. Oh, you selected Furvis before. That's why I
Yeah.
was like,
It was
Okay,
defaulted
okay,
to
okay.
Furvis. Yeah.
yeah, you had Furvis selected, so that's why I didn't clock it. Okay, yeah, cool.
All right.
So yeah, still dealing damage.
1 damage is 1 damage.
Damage is damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Now, I had declared that I was aiming at the base of the tail.
Yep, I have.
Anything special from that? You have noted that. Awesome.
I've noted that.
Okay.
All right. I guess I should try and attack too.
It's shot.
Well, hopefully.
So hopefully, yeah.
There you go.
Hey, there you go.
They hit it.
You hit it.
You hit it.
And
Roll
Marvel
damage.
3.
Yep. So this will be at difficulty 8.
Oh, it's not 9? Okay.
No, because you have -1 difficulty because you changed to bludgeoning.
Okay, that was effective. I'm glad the science is a little effective.
You have logicked correctly. And what was that, Mr. I don't feel like I should shoot?
Wait. Difficulty affects damage?
Yes.
I thought that only... Oh, I thought it only affects
Damage
actors.
type. Damage type affects damage.
Yeah, your damage type affects damage.
Then it should have been on a sit on
Favor of
6s,
God
but it
says
doesn't matter
worth a
here.
few gold.
Weren't you on piercing?
No, I meant
Yeah,
he based it on 9 instead of 7.
No, because range band. Range band difficulty.
Oh, range of difficulty affects both. Okay, that's
Yeah,
what I
affects both.
didn't understand. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. What was that about? You shouldn't bother shooting there, Garou.
To be fair, it was an even split of whether or not I
Oh.
get the hit, and then someone told me that we could use boost die because the session was about to end. And then I was like, oh, okay, so it is in my favor again.
So what was that, Mr. I shouldn't shoot because it won't do anything?
And I didn't even need to use the boost die, which is the funny thing.
Exactly. Never doubt the dice, and you shall be rewarded.
Just using poker strategy when it's in the house's favor, you don't bet.
Well,
But
chances
it's
of me burning
always
my
in the
magazine-
house's favor.
No, the way the dice
Well-
system works, you have like a 60-70% chance of something good happening.
Any case.
anyways.
In any case, I have noted down all of your damages. I have noted down any narrative things that you have declared.
Just to check, Furvis, have you in fact designated target with the droids?
He has activated them, but he is going to wait well, yeah, he'll designate target immediately.
He'll designate target? Cool.
He himself is going to, for the quote-unquote surprise round, he will be using brace.
All right. Well, as you have designated target, and it is a surprise round, they do get to perform an action. So, they, for their first action, are both taking aim.
You know, that's
I have
actually
marked
not a
this.
bad idea.
What'd you say?
That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna do that too. In addition to
All
the
right.
brace.
Cool. They have designated aim on target.
And I assume this is where we shall end.
This is, as we have successfully went to the end of the session.
Okay.
Also known as we have like 5 minutes before the next session is technically supposed to start
Yes.
meeting up, and this is literally
Yeah,
the
yeah.
perfect time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
And
Just a
go
Shots
right
are
into rolling
fired. What do they do?
Go right into initiative on the next session.
Next session will be the third trial.
Just an FYI, we will be having this game next week.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So thank you everybody for joining us today for Piercing the Veil Scar, as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, grabbing some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or commissioning one of the artists that I manage for. Their details are at zgf.art. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everyone, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye. See you next week.